All right, we are live, baby.
Did you turn it on?
We're on. I never know when we actually start because we're like 30 seconds ahead of everybody or something like that, but we are live.
I think it's only like a 3 to 5 second delay.
I always see it over here because I've got it up in in my laptop. It's a lot more than 5 seconds. It's like 30 seconds, solid 30. You'll see it when it catches up because when I say something, I'll see people react to it. I'm like, ooh, I'm already onto something new. Dude.
Okay, it just started.
Yeah, that's not 5 seconds.
That was not 5 seconds.
Yeah. If we can adjust that, that would be awesome.
Okay, so that was like, I'll tell you, a shave 5 seconds.
What do you mean a shave 5 seconds?
I have no concept of time because I've just learned this new line that Stephen King says, and I'm so excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because anytime you're gonna give me shit about being late, I'm just gonna say, time is a face on the water.
Every time I give you crap about being late, what I say is that you are a goldfish. And some people would think that's because Shaylee's memory maybe is bad, right?
I don't have good memory.
It's
I have
not
good
about her
long-term
memory.
memory. My short-term memory shit because of weed.
It's not about her memory though, not at all. And I could see why people would think that. She's like a goldfish because a goldfish expands to fill its environment. If you put a goldfish in a tank, I think it's actually a little bit of a urban legend, but for this one we're going to go with it. The goldfish expands to fill its tank and
No,
go
that's
bigger.
true.
And that's what Shay does with her time. Except like 5 minutes over. You're like, you expand to fill your time, but you allow yourself to be late. You're like, I can be. When you calculate your time, you calculate in being late already, instead of making a calculation that puts you there early. And I think it's because you couldn't bear to be like, well, what if I could do this one other thing or do this other thing before I get there, instead of just being like, the grace of 5 minutes early is better. It's a philosophical thing. I'm not even giving you a hard time.
No, well,
like because it's not even like you idiot. It's not even being a jerk.
It is a philosophical thing. You're totally right because time is a face on the water.
So, I will say this: if you're and this is as people who are late, I am not late, but as people who are late sometimes, if you're early on, you're on time, and if you're on time, you're late. 5 minutes early. But that's okay. You're working on it. I think that we've actually done much better. Today's a little different. It's okay. We had some stuff come up today. But as a rule, as the past month or so, you've been much better. I'm very proud of the progress that you've made.
I go through phases. I grew up with a mother who was chronically late, and you inherit most of your traits from your parents, right? So
Chronically
it's like,
late. You don't have that many siblings. It's a pregnancy joke.
No, I get it. My mom got her tubes tied. Yeah, after me, she was like, I'm fucking done with
She's late
this
forever
shit.
now.
I'm done with that shit, dude.
She was late all the time? Chronically late, you said?
Yes, my mom was late her entire life up until she joined the nursing program in college. And if you're on time, you're late.
That's 100%.
So she was never late because she didn't want to get kicked out of her nursing program. So
I was
since then, my mom's not late anymore.
I was late all the time when I had to play by somebody else's rules. So if somebody else said you have to be there at this time, I'm like, fuck, I do. This is me though. You know me.
I know.
Like I have this weird thing where it's like if somebody else tells me to do something, I have to do the opposite thing.
Yeah.
So I was late all the time. When I started running the bar, and I was like, it's up to me and nobody else for me to be there on time. Like nobody else, like nobody's keeping track of me. Nobody's saying when I have to be there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was like never late again.
Okay, so hear me out. It was the same way, but also different in the sense of like when I had nobody keeping track of me and nobody to be like, hey, you need to be here on time because I was the manager, mm-hmm. I was 3 times as late. But it was also because it wasn't my company. Like I wasn't the person, like nothing really fell on my shoulders. I was the manager, surely. Mm-hmm. I was like in charge, but for what? It was for the Straz. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't give a shit. Like,
for sure, yeah.
Because I was still hourly. I was getting paid.
No, and
Right?
I don't
And
know.
nobody
It just,
could get
it's
me in
like,
trouble, so I was just like, yo, fuck
and
y'all.
but that's still an hourly job. I'm just saying when I was like, it was up to me, and I was like, I am. It ends with me. There's no more boss. I was never late again. And I'm always like I'm 30 minutes early guy, at all times.
Well, I'm talking about when I worked for a corporate
for sure
structure.
Yeah.
Like you didn't work for a corporate structure, so you had no man to stick it to. You were the man.
I was the man.
But like I was the top of the food chain at this specific location, but like I was still sticking it to the man. You know?
Yeah. Kyle Goolsby in the chat. Let's say what's up to the chat. Kyle's Goolby, I know he still has the gold wing. We're gonna come get it. I've actually got a really cool plan for it. Like, but we'll talk about it later. It's gonna be super dope. Casey Robinson, the man in the chat. Casey Robinson, been around forever. What a great dude. Adventures of Key Fob, my man. Go Philzilla in the chat. Sky's the limit. My man, some guy, chronically early by 30 minutes. Journey to Jerry, 5-time slow race champ, world champion. It's just insane now. He's literally the best. We're just gonna have to make him the mascot of the race at this point. Ricky Trinidad, we got a wiener in the chat.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, Ricky Trinidad won the Blackbird, dude. I always love that when somebody wins. Some people are like, how do you know the people who win? I'm like, I don't know. They show up to lives more once they win.
Yeah.
The coolest kitty in the chat. My man, Sick Bastard, another winner in the chat. What a good dude, man. I in today's video I called him Sick Boy. I always do that. I always call him Sick Boy because it's what's the name of that band? Sick Boy. It's like a rockabilly band.
I didn't go in that direction after 25. Sorry.
Well, it was like a mainstream rockabilly band.
I know, but still.
So they were like Real Big Fish was like their ska, but like people they were on the radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God, what's the name of the band? Someone will say it in the chat.
I have no idea.
I like this guy's name. I don't know if it's correct, but it goes a monkey, a double monkey. I just like monkeys, and so anything to do with monkeys or apes, like in names and stuff like that, I love because I think that monkeys are so. I don't want a monkey. I don't want to be around them.
I don't like monkeys. I don't like small monkeys. I like large monkeys.
I like
gorillas.
every kind of monkey.
I like gorillas.
Those are apes, but I like apes too.
What the fuck is the difference? Turtle, tortoise, man. It's a monkey.
Apes don't have tails, so they're more human.
I wish we had tails though. You know what I mean? Could you imagine if and I swear to God, if anybody makes this sexual, you are so grounded.
Abu the monkey.
Like,
how can they not make it sexual after Avatar came out?
I wish humans could wag their tails when they were excited to see somebody. And if you make that sexual, you're grounded.
Yeah, I know. Dogs don't wag their tail when they're trying to bone, so it doesn't track.
I know. I'm just like, you know how people are.
Yeah.
They're like a human with
I
a
know.
tail.
Let me
tell you
I'm
about-
going to hit you with the Obi-Wan right now. I know how people are. Of course I know them. It's me.
It's like, the dick joke was already in my brain before I said the thing. So I was like, there's no way everyone else isn't also thinking about a dick
I
joke.
love it. Abu the monkey says, he's Abu from Aladdin. It's Abu the monkey.
Abu.
And he goes, I'm a funky monkey. I like that. There's an Instagram page that does Funky Monkey Fridays, and it's just like monkeys doing funny things, but sped up. And they're like, guess what time it is? Guess what time it is? And it's Funky
Can we
Monkey
do that
Friday.
on like pandas? Because pandas do dumb shit all the time.
I like pandas. They're just like big weasels.
Yeah, aren't they? Aren't they like not bears? They're like...
They're fucking weasels,
They're
dude.
like giant weasel.
Yeah, I think they're closer to rodents than bears.
Weird. Huh.
Pale Horse says, would human tails have hair? I think that they would have hair at the end. Like, you know how a lion's tail has hair at the end? Because we have hair in our heads. We have hair like, our hair like
It would be
gathers.
like Avatar.
Yeah, our hair like gathers in certain areas. So it's like men have hair like, their hair is thicker at the base of their spine and at the top of their shoulders. Usually. And then we have hair is thicker on the chest. And then lighter here, and then thicker, obviously lower. And then your leg hair is the same way. Your leg hair is weird because it's thinner higher up, but then thicker at your ankles. Like when you see women who traditionally have less leg hair, which you don't see it at all sometimes because not every woman, because a lot of women shave, But when you see a woman grow their leg hair, it's much more pronounced when you look at it, because then on their thighs they have almost nothing, and then it's all like underneath their calves is where it gathers. So I'm sure you've let your leg hair grow out before and noticed that.
I actually used to never shave my legs ever, and I didn't ever shave my underarms ever.
Lots of people in other countries don't shave their underarms. I don't think that's that big of a deal.
Well, it wasn't really a thing until like the 20s, I believe, is when shaving was being marketed to women also, because razor companies weren't selling enough razors. So they were like, who else could we sell razors to? Because not everybody shaved their face either. So they're like, how do we sell razors? And they're like, let's shame women. So when I was in high school, I was like, fuck the patriarchy. I'm not shaving.
So this is how like Americans have gotten weird about shaving. Because we did shave, then we didn't shave as a kickback. Like, I don't have a problem with either one, right? But what gets me is like, it's a fun thing to do. So it's like, if you grow out your hair as a woman and you don't shave the places that you're traditionally told to shave to be sexy, that's fine. It's not like I'm gonna be like, ew, gross. But then, like, it's a fun thing to do every once in a while. It's like, you know what? I'm going to make myself as smooth as a dolphin. I'm going to move so fast through the water. And then it's like a special treat.
Well, then you wash your sheets, and you get inside, you're so silky.
So smooth and silky and dolphin-like. So it's like...
It's called girl shower.
Yeah, so I think that's a fun thing to do. But it's a weird, like, now at this point, there's just a really weird relationship with shaving in America that a lot of women have. Now men too, I guess, with beards. It used to be like, you used to not be allowed to have a beard not that long ago. It was like,
right?
Nope, not allowed.
Now it's like super normal.
And then for a while it was like, and by the way, this is a show about motorcycles, if anybody was wondering.
Well, dudes who drive motorcycles usually have beards.
We got a death by Snoosu in the chat. I wonder if he subscribes that late.
I also said he said that his favorite posts are autistic wizard memes. So I just want to know, will you send me some autistic wizard memes? Please, thanks.
So it's weird. The hair thing goes back and forth, and I wonder when the pendulum's going to swing the other way. Because when I was like, let's say like late 90s, early 2000s, when I was like turning 18.
That was like the bush craze, 21, right?
No,
that was the opposite?
Like everything. Your
no
hair
bush.
Dude. Men too. It was like, that was manscaping. That was like...
Even men are dolphins.
That was like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy was out. I still look like this. You knew me back then. Yeah. I was worse.
So like...
But that was like when it was like boy bands were really popular.
Hold on.
So
I want to show the audience you younger.
What, just me with a bigger beard?
No, because when you were younger, you actually didn't wear your beard.
Well, here's the thing about raising, like in Garrett householder, he goes, I'm with shave you, don't care if my wife shaves or not, it doesn't make a difference. You can't enjoy the special treat or difference of being shaved like a dolphin unless you let it grow out. If you're just shaved all the time, that's just how you are.
Yeah, it doesn't feel any different.
If you're just hairy all the time, that's just how you are. But it's like, in order to be like, ooh,
to transition
shaved,
into dolphin,
you have to let it get hairy. Like, it has to happen, you know? So unless you let it do that and you're okay with that, then you don't get to have that back and forth, which I think is fun. My man Gator. I love that Gator Saw is here. He doesn't ride a motorcycle and really has no interest in motorcycles. He fixes boats for a living and messes around on his airboat. Like that's his thing.
Dope.
Yeah, and he's in the Discord now too.
Hell yeah.
And he's just like, "What's up, guys? I'm here. I don't give a fuck about motorcycles, really, but but this is pretty cool. Here's my airboat." I'm like, "Yes, that's fucking awesome." Maybe he'll get into bikes now. I don't know. Who knows? I'm drinking Coors, not the Silver Bullet, but the Banquet.
Somebody said that they have a patchy beard, and I just want you to know, if you have a patchy beard, just grow a mustache.
And let it grow longer. Your beard will eventually grow out. You just have to let it go for longer.
Yeah, you have to like get through the patchy phase, but I'm telling you, just wear grow your mustache really thick first. And then the patchy beard won't look as weird. But like, I'm telling you, girls love mustaches, and if they don't, then they're not down bad, and just leave them at the door anyways.
Yeah. So that was the thing when I'm going to share the link here because Jerry asked for it. So ostensibly the stream is for the raffle, but it's like, we're not pulling the ticket for 2 hours. So I was like, I don't want to talk about the raffle the whole time. It's some other shit to talk about.
Like mustaches. There's also...
But Jerry said he wants to buy. So if anybody is coming to the camp out and you can't afford a ticket, so going to the camp out is $100. That pays for everything. You don't have to pay for a single other thing. $100 is 100% a donation to Forgotten Angels. You can also just buy $100 worth of raffle tickets. Keep your receipt. It'll be emailed to you. That counts as your ticket into the camp out. But we don't turn away anybody. Like, if you can't afford the $100, and a lot of people can't, or even if like you do have the $100, but it puts you in a space where you're like, oh, I'm really tight. Like, cause that's like, don't be like, well, I have $100. But if all you have is $100, like, don't spend it on raffle tickets. Don't spend it on the camp out. That's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm saying if you're on the wire and you're like, I want to go, but like my entire budget for the whole weekend is like $300, then you should not spend $100. So I'm saying you don't have to be like dead broke to take somebody up on this. But we always have people like Journey of Jerry does it. Rainy Rider's done it. Fat and Furious Mike from Gator Ford does it. So there's a bunch of people who just buy extra tickets and they're available. So it's like either email David and Cindy. Journey of Jerry just bought one. So if you want to get in, you can email Journey of Jerry. Just don't do it if you need to. And if you don't. I trust that our audience is pretty cool, and I'd rather just trust people than make a bunch of weird rules about it. So it's like, I'd rather trust people and a couple people take advantage of it than not trust people and make it weird. I'd rather let people in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather be like, okay, a couple people did it who shouldn't have, than make it weird for everybody. So that's how I am about it. So just like it's the honor system, and I trust our people.
I mean, we do have to set some rules and some standards of things because like we can't have people like crashing their motorcycles into my truck again and things like that.
So Tara, it doesn't have to be 100 at the same time. If you've bought 4 tickets separately, then that's $100. That counts. You can save your email receipts. Let me use the bathroom real quick.
Okay. Oh, we'll miss you too, but we are doing it every 6 months, so forever, or at least for the next few years. I don't know when I don't see us stopping anytime soon. So if you can't make it this time, we hope to see you next year or in the next 6 months. The topic of conversation is mustache and muffs. I love that. Hello. Yes, you can go in October. You are allowed. We will not kick you out. How hot is it there? Too hot. Today it was... Well, it's 82 degrees at 7 o'clock, so the peak of the day is like 94 with like 1,000% humidity. So, usually in October and in March, the weather is like cool-ish. So like pack a light hoodie. But besides that, like a thong and flip-flops.
What?
Saying how to dress for the camp out.
Some people don't wear shoes.
Yeah, that's why I said a thong and flip-flops.
Yeah.
I was like, with a raincoat, you never know.
Yeah. I mean, have a modicum of, like, Cindy is still there, dude, so...
Oh, yeah,
So mom's still there. Don't dress like you would in front of your mom,
Also, no children.
Yeah, no kids.
No kids. If you're not under 18, you are not permitted into the property. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can't do kids.
No kids.
David's in the chat. So no moving parts in the chat. Good friend. Glad you're alive. You had a bad motorcycle accident. So yeah, that's the deal. So it's like you can buy, if you bought 4 tickets over this raffle, or if you bought 5 tickets, whatever it is, you're good. Save your receipt. If you want to sponsor somebody, you can. And all I ask is that if you ask for a sponsorship, just, be cool. It's like you don't have to be dead broke to ask for sponsorship. Some people are on a budget. Some people have budgeted $500 to get down here, come to the camp out, and get back home. I don't want you to be like, damn, I went to the camp out and I had to pay $100 to get in, and now I can't get back home. Like, that's the person I'm talking about. Like, you can take somebody up on the sponsorship. We would rather you come. If you're like, dude, I budgeted $500 to come to this, the $100 wasn't in that budget. You're exactly the type of person that we would sponsor to come into camp out. You know what I mean? You can afford the gas to get down here. You can afford the gas to get back. But you can't afford the $100. You're who I'm talking about. Or someone who lives local and doesn't have any money at all and wants to come enjoy the camp out for 3. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like people get it. So this one is for the Teal Deal. You guys have seen it. I released a video on it earlier today. It's pretty dope Road King. I like Road Kings. I feel like they're just chubby FXRs. They are. They got the same frame. Explain. So, FXRs are rubber mounted. That's what the R stands for. F stands for big twin. So a Sportster is not a big twin. An F stands for big twin. X stands for what suspension it has. So FX means that it has Sportster suspension, whereas FL means that it has touring suspension. So that's what the L stands for. So the FXR is F for big twin, X for Sportster suspension, R for rubber mounting. So the Road King is an FXR, essentially. I think the frame's like a little bit wider in some places. Mm-hmm. It's essentially an FXR with touring suspension. Oh. So if you just put like Sportster suspension on it, it's pretty much a FXR. Yeah. Not exactly. There's a few other minor differences, like wheelbase and there's other small differences, but it's essentially an FXR. You just without the the X. Yes,
I did request this mansplaining because I just don't know most things. Nobody taught me to be curious as a child. They just taught me to be quiet.
No, I mean, I'll explain anything if I'm able to. I'm not always able to explain stuff, which is sometimes why we watch videos.
I thought FXR standard for like fucking sexy retard.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. It does. But that's me in general. Yeah.
Like CVO was like, what was it? Cock vein observer?
Cock vein observer for sure.
I like that.
FXR was the first CVO.
Really?
It was the very first CVO. So they stopped making FXRs in 1994. That was the last year of FXRs.
And then they're like CVO now?
Then they had, what happened literally is they had a bunch of leftover FXR frames that were just sitting in a warehouse and they didn't know what to do with them. They're like,
what do now?
And so for the last year of the EVO 2000, which was like the transition year between the EVO, which is what my FXR has in it, mm-hmm. and the twin cam, like the Road King has a twin cam in it, they released a CVO, which was custom vehicle operations. And they made the FXR again. So you can get a year 2000 FXR. And they were just like, this last year you can get it. They changed a few things about them. They made like certain body panels different. They had special paint jobs. Mm-hmm. Basically, they were just trying to be like, dude, we got to make this special because it's literally just leftover bikes. And it was a hit. Everyone's like, oh shit, this is awesome. We get to buy an FXR again. And Harley was like, I think we'll do this every year now. And that's where that's how the CVO program got started, was FXRs.
Is that like Disney after they did their first remake? And they were like,
Yes.
Oh,
that worked out.
I think I'll do that
It was like not having your homework, just making something up, and you're like, ooh, that worked. I think I'll just do that every time now.
Ooh.
It's just like making a video being like, Harley's woke and sucks now. Oh shit, they got views?
That works.
They got views? I think that's all my videos
I think I'll be
now.
problematic and annoying now.
See, I guess that's my problem though, and subsequently your problem, because my problems are your problems when it comes to YouTube, is I don't like to make the same video twice.
No, why would you?
Well, that's how you succeed.
Yeah, no, you're right, because I see girls on Instagram all the time, they'll find like one specific trend that works for them, and they're like, ooh, I think I'll post that 15 times.
Yeah. A-Hole Cop, who I love, A-Hole Cop's awesome. They should make a bagger with the Pan American motor and call it the FXR. It wouldn't, and they could, I would think that's cool. I would think that's a cool bike for them to make, but it couldn't be the FXR because the Pan America's, it would be that, it could be the F, it wouldn't be the F, they probably have their own designation. It could be the
Pan
X because it
America's?
would have Sportster suspension, but the R is for rubber mounting. So, what I think they should do, what I hope they do, is they make a stripped down Road King again. With this new frame they have, the new frame, like the newest Harley, is amazing. It's so good.
What newest Harley?
The very newest touring Harley, like the new Road Glides, Street Glides. They haven't updated the Road King
Oh, I
yet.
thought you like.
And so what
you were saying they released a new like a new glide.
No, so they updated the frames, like, and the bike is amazing. It's super fast. It handles amazing. It's like smaller and lighter. Mm-hmm. It's really good. And so what I'm hoping they do is, because they haven't done it to the Road King yet. They've only done it to the Street Glide and the Road Glide.
Yeah.
The Road King for the the new models is unchanged. It's the same bike as before. It doesn't have the new frame. Mm-hmm. So what I'm hoping they do is that they just basically turn the Road King back into the FXR, and they just go like, all right, here's the big frame, but we're gonna just strip it down again. And that's how the Road King comes back as here's this new small frame that's faster and better in every way, but with all the extraneous stuff stripped away from it, which is what the Road King is. But it's kind of not too, like, it is still a touring, it just doesn't have a fairing. But I would like to see it like even stripped down more and basically made as like a slightly larger ST. The Lowrider
that's
ST,
kind
but
of what
like
I
a
thought
bigger
it
version
was.
of the ST.
Yeah, that's kind of.
But then I'm
what I
also
thought it
just
was.
like at that point they're competing with themselves. So
yeah, but the Lowrider ST is it's just a Road King for girls. It's the Road Queen.
It's not though, because the Road King has always been a bit on the big. It is and it isn't, man, because it's a soft tail still. So but it's not rubber mounted. It's solid mounted bike.
Well, girls like solid mounted.
And
just because something's not rubber.
The FXR was always in between, where like it has a big twin frame, but it has all the small bike suspension and parts on it. And the Lowrider ST is still on its own platform, so it's not in between. They've made bikes like that before. They made something called the Dyna Switchback, which is kind of like that. You know, it had bags and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if they can make it, because it's like, if you're really going like, how do we make money? It would basically just be like a money grab, because they would just be competing with themselves. They already sell bikes that fill the spot that FXRs would fill. And it is, you're right, it's the Lowrider ST. The Lowrider ST is like, that's the spot that FXR would be in. They don't need the FXR. It already exists. It just is not called that. Gearless Soul, yes. You can send a $100 donation, and you can send it to anybody else. If somebody shows up with the email that says $100 donation, nobody's gonna check and make sure that it matches their ID.
Yeah.
Like, you're good, dude. You're good. You can do it. And I do. The Lowrider ST is an amazing bike. It's a really good bike.
Yeah, I really, really like the Lowrider ST.
David rode one across the country.
It's just too.
He did not like it.
It's too nice of a bike for me.
He's too tall for it.
That makes sense.
That's
why I said it's a Road King for girls.
Yeah. Although plenty of girls ride Road Kings because they're lighter and eat.
That's not what I'm saying. Like, you aren't getting the point. Like,
but can boys have it?
no, like, a Road King is a boy. Like, the bike is a boy.
Right.
When you look at a lowrider ST, I'm like, that's a girl. That bike's a girl.
Okay. I understand.
There's
The lady.
yeah.
Some of them are sluts.
There's only 2 genders, and it's Road Kings. And it's
Lowriders.
STs.
There's only 2 genders, FL and FX. Everything else is a mental illness.
That's a good meme for Harley right now.
I know, right? Yeah, Gene Kozman agrees with me. They don't need the FXR. It'd be nice to see it back because I personally would think it was cool. But guess what? I wouldn't buy one. I have an FXR.
I also wouldn't
Like,
buy
I'm
a
just like, I wouldn't buy
lowrider
one.
ST. Like, they're just not what we really ride.
No, they're not our thing. I mean, you would love one if you had one.
Oh, I would love one if I had one, but I
But
also
you're not gonna pay $20 grand
yeah, that's
for
what I was
one.
like. I wouldn't spend $20,000 on a vehicle. That's just too many dollars.
Yeah. Anyway. There you go, 7th Sentinel said it. If so, 7th Sentinel said it, who, like, I would not fuck with her. So she can occupy king and queen at the same time.
What'd
And
she
she
say?
goes, Lowrider ST is definitely the Road Queen.
Yeah, dude. And someone said that their Road King is a boy, and it's named as Kurama, which is someone from the Yu Yu Hakusho, I believe. And he had a pompadour.
Nerd. What's Yu Yu Hakusho?
Dude, Yu Yu Hakusho was so good.
Yeah, Phil's ill and me too, man. We ain't got ST money. Now, and like that's because we spend our money in other places. If I didn't spend my money in so many dumb places, maybe I could have ST money, but I would just rather have dumb things. And Phil's ill. I know you're the same way. You've got some dumb motorcycles, dog. I'm subscribed. I know what you do. I know what you're doing. I know you got some dumb motorcycles, dude.
Did you watch this anime?
No, dude. I only watched one anime.
What?
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe's an anime?
I don't know.
Yu Yu Hakusho was like on in 1992, so I don't know if that was like in your sphere of anime.
When
Like, because it was a boys anime. It was anime for boys.
the only anime I watched when I was a kid was the obvious ones like Cowboy Bebop, Akira, shit like that. Samurai.
Samurai Champloo?
Yeah.
That was in the realm of like shows though.
But
like on what was it called? Like
when I was like a little early 90s, late 80s, the only one that was on TV. Because there was all sorts, like you could get them on VHS.
that one was on TV though.
I don't remember seeing it. The only one I remember seeing was SDF1.
It was like Boomerang.
Not Battlestar.
What was that
It was,
show? It was like with the alien as the or
I know what
alien
you're
robot
talking
thing
about.
as the
But this was
advertising.
before that. It was like Saturday morning cartoon stuff. I keep wanting to say Battlestar Galactica, but it's not. It was like where they took the super dimensional space fortress and everybody lived on it because there's a whole city on it and they got thrown into the Robotech.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robotech was on TV. And I watched Robotech. Lots of war crimes in
Yeah,
Robotech.
dude, I love Berserk. I love Berserk. I love Gundam. You guys know I love Gundam. Look at my shoes, guys. Look at my shoes.
Normally you have to pay for this kind of content, by the way.
Look at these shoes. You know, like these are my
Gundam Crocs.
These are my Gundam Crocs. I've like, you know, I had to do it to them. I am totally, just so you guys know, a total closet anime nerd. I love animes about war crimes.
I mean, that's Robotech and Gundam, man. It's just like,
And I fucking love Gundam.
yeah, it's just like the Japanese love making animes about insane how the evil of war corrupts mankind. I wonder why.
Yeah.
You know.
It's also pretty much what Berserk was about, but with demons.
I like demons.
Berserk was very, very good, but I think there was only like one season.
I've been told that people have told me that I should watch that. It's good.
Berserk is so good. You would read it, I bet. Because the books go on forever. I didn't even get into the books because there's so many. When something comes out and it's got too much content, I get overwhelmed by it, so I'll never watch animes like One Piece because it's just too much. Like, even, I really liked, what is it called? Oh my god, the name just ran out of my head. Anyways, just when an anime just starts getting too many episodes, I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. I have to drop this. Wait, Berserk's remade. Says fucking win! Says fucking win! Oh my god. Okay. You guys all have permission to talk to me about anime at Forgotten Angels, but it's gotta be an anime that I know about, otherwise I'm just gonna be really confused. So talk to me about, like, Berserk. Talk to me about Gundam. You can talk to me about Cowboy Bebop. You can talk to me about Samurai Champloo. Like, that realm of animes, 90s, early 2000 animes, all of that knowledge is stored in my brain, and not knowledge about history or science for some reason. I told you, I was taught to not be curious, but to be quiet.
Don't worry about it if you don't know. I don't know about anime. I know enough to like I could talk to someone about anime, but it's just like mainly the one weird one I like. That made I watched the Netflix series, so I guess it's not weird. It's mainstream at that point, and it was just an insanely bizarre acid trip where this dude has an alligator head for some fucking reason, and lives in a fucking upside down world where wizards come in there and like fuck shit up and put spells on people, and he's just trying to kill people to find out who gave him an alligator head, because there's another head that lives in his throat, and he has to stick people down there and ask him. It's bizarre. That's so weird. I love fucking acid trip. I can't even remember the name, but I loved it. It was so good and so weird, and that's my one weird, super weird anime that I like a lot. And I only watched it because I was like, what the fuck? It's like a dude with an alligator head. I was like, I'll bite. And then it was during COVID. I was smoking a bunch of grass. And I was like, oh shit, this is awesome.
Okay, so I know I love you guys so dearly, and I'm so down to take your recommendations on most things except anime. I will not be taking any anime recommendations at this time or ever. So don't recommend to me an anime. Talk to me about an anime I already know about, because I'm not going to watch any new animes. You can't fucking make me. I've chosen which ones I want to watch and chosen the ones I haven't. Trust me, I've been here since the 90s.
That's it. It's Doro Hedero.
Doro Hedoro.
Yeah. I think it means like alligator or something.
Okay.
In Asian.
It's fun to say.
Yeah, and
Doro Hedoro, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
He's
like also very excited to
sounds.
eat food all the time, which
Me
I like.
too.
I like it in cartoons, like especially animes, when like the main character is just like super stoked to eat a certain kind of food. I like that a lot. And it's also like a trope. They're always just like dumplings, and they're just like all wild for that shit.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
He's like me for real. Pete Carvo, my man, hasn't even seen Akira. Well, we'll have to change that next time we're up in the P&W, my man. Pete's up in the P&W.
Yeah, we could do watch parties, like, but I don't know.
He's in the Discord too.
Oh hell yeah.
Well, we can do Discord watch parties. You know.
You can't stream them on YouTube. I don't think you can. I don't know.
It might get hit. I would want to do it like on a separate channel.
Transformative or not.
You just have to talk a little bit. We can definitely do watch parties in Discord.
We yap, dude. We talk enough for it to be transformative.
By the way, thank you, P. Carvo. And P. Carvo, you could have bought a raffle ticket with that. And by the way, we've got 1 hour and 44 minutes. 54 minutes. 1 hour and 54 minutes left to buy a raffle ticket. So actually, there's a bunch of people have wrenches, dude. I gotta share that. Somebody share the chat. We got a little bit left to win the teal deal. A couple hours. If you're a last minute Larry or last minute, what's a girl L name?
What?
Lamia. Linda. Last minute Linda. I'm trying to make a last minute L name. So it rhymes.
Oh,
so if they like
Lisa.
to last minute Lisa, last minute
Yeah, you said Linda.
Lazarus.
Lazarus?
I don't know how many L names can you name.
Larry.
Right now. I already said last minute Larry.
Oh.
Name 3 more L names.
Every L name I've ever known has just ran out of my head.
Lamar. Lauren.
Laura.
That doesn't count. That's a
Yeah, it does.
No, it's derivative of Lauren.
No, it isn't.
No, yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
I would say Lorenzo. Liechtenstein.
What?
Liechtenstein's a name. That's a name.
One person you know.
Name with an L name. Lamar.
No, named
I know like
Liechtenstein.
five. I know like 5 Lamars.
You know like 5 Liechtensteins?
No, I don't know any Liechtensteins. Oh, Lester the Molester.
Oh, I like Lester, because Lester is the name of the main character in Fargo.
Dude, they're murdering us on the L names right now.
Okay, fuck you guys!
They got us on the L names real hard.
No,
Dude.
I can't play games like that where they're like, all right, think of this. And I'm like, no, I have no thoughts, I'm sorry!
I'm really good at those games.
I'm terrible at those games.
Sterling Wheel with the $4.20. Nice.
I do really, really want to play Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader
Pickle
with
for your
Cammy.
thoughts. Thank you. Sterling Wheel's the man, dude. He drives a truck. He's not a truck. That's a different dude who comes in here. Sterling Wheel drives a truck, man. We're talking about. We passed a really cool truck. What was it called? The Witches something. Passed it on the highway.
The Witch is in.
The Witches Inn, and it was like
It
we're
was a
like,
semi.
damn, that's a really cool looking truck.
I only noticed it because I saw the T-shirt at the gas station, and I was looking out the window, and I was like, "That's a cool looking truck," and I was like, "Oh shit, that's the truck I saw at the gas station."
We did a little deep dive on it. Apparently, well, Shay did. I was driving, and Shay found out that the lady has owned it since
for
30 years.
like for 35
but it's
years.
an 80s Peterbilt, right?
Yeah.
It's an 80s Peterbilt, which means the trucks was vintage when she got it. Because trucks aren't like, if you got a truck in 1995 and it's an 80s truck, like truck drivers, that's an old truck, you know? It's a vintage truck. There's a lot of, I think maybe some truck drivers will correct me, there's a lot of advances in technology from the 80s to the 90s in trucks. So it's like, that's already an old truck. The fact that it's an 80s truck and it's still working, like, not working like driving, but working. Like, she's making
working
a living.
every day.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's so freaking, it was very cool. That's very cool. Because you're like, now this is something that's a weird thing that only some truckers are into. Because, like, for example, you take like Trucker Paul. I asked him, I was like, dude, do you ever put chrome? He's like, dude, I just have a Volvo. I don't give a fuck. I would just like to have a nice truck. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Journey of Jerry, my man, just to make my bank account an even number. Dude, thank you, bro. You're the best, Journey. You're the best, dude. The Pirate King. We love you. Thank you. We very much appreciate you. The bike's a 2001. So a lot of people are like that, and that's okay. They're like, I make my living as a trucker, and I want a nice truck. I want a new nice truck. That's okay. But then there's a different breed, which I'm not saying is better or worse, of people who are just like, I want a truck, and I want my truck that I make my living on to be like wild, like covered in chrome and just like crazy paint job, cool exhaust, just to be like wow. I still do the same thing with it as that guy with the nice truck does. Just mine looks crazy.
Yeah.
And so that culture right now, that used to be really big in the 70s in America when trucking first took off.
Okay.
Like customizing your truck was a much bigger deal. I think it's less now. It's like faded away through the 70s, 80s, and 90s. There's some people who still do it, obviously.
Well, there's also an
It's faded
insane turnover rate for truck drivers right now. Like, it's insane. They cannot keep truckers on the road, and they can't get more young people to like sign up for trucking.
It's a minority of people who do it anyway.
So like a lot of people aren't going to be customizing their truck.
It's owner operators, which are a small minority anyway of people on the road. Sterling Wheel 14, nice. I would have read your shit anyway. Thank you, by the way. New trucks are easy to drive, 3 weeks training on average. Most are wage slaves, though. And you see that a lot. So it's like a lot of times when you pass a trucker, you're like, hell yeah. A lot of times that's just like some 19-year-old Armenian dude who's just like, I don't know, man, I just got here. You know, which is fine. I mean, he's still making a living, he's still doing it.
Yeah.
But it's, a lot of them are immigrants, a lot of them are just trying to make a living and they're just ready to do anything. Maybe they drove a truck back home, you know, and they're like, I can do this. I just have to like get the class and do the certifications. It's not like, but the culture still exists, it's just in a much smaller way. And so that's the part that really interests me. Is the customization culture and the be like, I'm going to make my work tool. This is what I have, my tool that I make my living with. I'm going to make it really fucking cool. I really like that.
I like that too.
You know, it's like if you're like, it's like having a really cool hammer. You're like, I hammer nails for a living. And someone just has a hammer. You're like, but mine's
That's
like.
not a good reference to use with me and you know it.
Or like what's a good one then? A machete?
Just like any other tool besides a hammer.
So
you know I don't use hammers.
Yeah, use anything for a hammer.
I'll use anything but a fucking hammer. Fuck hammers.
So let's say a lawnmower. Let's say you mow lawns for a living. Some people are just like, I have the newest 0-turn.
No, I get it, mower. Josh. No, I get it. I just was like, I don't use hammers.
Yeah.
And you know it.
Where this is really popular, this culture of customizing your work vehicle is in Thailand.
Really?
Insane in Thailand. So I'm gonna pull it up. We'll do this, and we're gonna do the talk about Forgotten Angels here in a minute. But I do want to pull this up because Shade, you'll recognize some of it, but you will also just be like, this is a very cool thing I don't think a ton of people know about. And it's very fucking cool because especially if you're into like custom trucks and custom, like I make my living this way, you know, I just think it's really fucking cool. So this is just a page on Instagram. It's a Thai page. Let me figure out how to do this. So I gotta go here to React, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of this is going to be boat stuff too, but that's all right. All right, you ready?
Yeah. Sorry, somebody said something in the chat about a truck show in Florida, so I was looking up where it was.
Thanks, Bleak. Pickle Fund. We appreciate it. Bleak is the man, dude. What a good dude. So, oh, it's not up there.
You have to refresh it.
No, it's like, it's the wrong screen.
Oh, you have to change it in the settings.
Which settings?
The properties. No, the properties of the reaction thing.
Can I change it without clicking on it?
I don't know. Right click it.
I did it. Clicked over to it again.
No then.
Well, I guess you guys don't get to see it. Sorry. That's weird. It's showing the other monitor, not this monitor. I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it, dude.
All right. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I just like don't want to. If we can't do it, we can't do it. Sorry, guys. Anyway, it is cool. You just have to take my word for it. I'll be right back.
Hauling apples. I saw somebody hauling onions once. That's the only time I've seen a mass amount of food being hauled, like visually. Because a lot of times you don't really see inside whatever's being hauled, you know? So, but I did see somebody with just like so many onions, and I was like, I bet he's gonna go to Shrek with all those onions. Where else could he be going? So, salute to all our truck drivers out there. Front lines of America. I'd be hauling the weight of knowledge. I've never seen an apple on a tree before, and I would really like to.
So what?
Said that I would like to see an apple on a tree. Would be pretty
I've
cool.
seen them in Washington.
I haven't seen
Washington, D.C., the crab apples. You can't eat them. I tried to
them.
eat one when I
No,
was a
I
kid.
don't fucking want one of those.
But you want to eat an apple, you should not just see one.
Yeah, I've seen a crab apple. That's not the same.
That's a fucking apple.
No, because I asked when we were on the Sturgis trip. There was some on a tree in one of the hotels we were staying at, or like one of those like little inns or whatever. And I asked the boys that we were with, I was like, hey, are these fucking apples, guys? And they're like, no, they're not. And I was like, that looks like a fucking apple. You're telling me that's not an apple? I'm like, no, it's like an apple. It's a crab apple. I'm like, how's that not an apple? They're like,
It's an apple.
They said that's an apple, just shitty.
Well, it's still
And
an
I was like,
apple, dude.
Yeah, but it's not. I want to fucking eat an apple off a tree. I don't want to eat a shitty
What about
apple.
those cartoon-ass acorns? Like, aren't acorns here?
That's not the same.
It is, though.
It's not the same.
We got these little tiny acorns, and
If
you got
you
those
don't eat
cartoon-ass
them,
acorns
that's
up
like
north.
saying some weird-ass berries growing on the bush is the same thing as a blueberry. It's not the fucking same thing. They're both berries, but it's not the same fucking thing.
It's an apple.
It's not the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Chat?
Crab apples
Scott,
and apples the
Scott,
same thing?
Scott has half a dozen apple trees in his yard. You don't have to flex like that.
Damn, dude.
I
Scott
know.
Play's got a lot of... That seems like a lot.
Yeah, he's fucking hoarding all the apple trees, dude.
So we're like super pro trucker here. Like we know that... I saw a lot of people commenting that, truckers make the world
Yeah.
go around. We talk about that all the time.
That's why we're talking about apples.
Oh,
It's because they were
okay.
talking about hauling apples, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said the biggest thing I ever saw being hauled, because you generally can't see inside like trucks and what's being hauled. But one time, I saw like a giant semi amount of onions being hauled, and I thought it was really funny.
I like seeing down here when they haul oranges or watermelons. They don't, when they're just hauling them like around.
Oh,
the
dude, they don't
farm.
cover that shit at all, dude. They're not in bags or anything.
So what they do is they just cut the tops off of school buses. They take all the seats out and they cut the
Yeah.
top off the school bus and they just dump them all in the school buses and they just use those. And that's not to like transport it to like the processing. It's like to transport it from the orchard, whether it's an orange grove. So from the orchard to the grove, whatever it would be called, to the plant where they put them in the truck to be sent to processing, whether that processing is juicing or if it's sent to, I think most oranges in Florida the vast majority of them are juicing oranges, not like eating oranges.
Mm-hmm.
Though some of them are. But eating oranges are like, the ones you eat are like, they have to look good.
Well, most of our eating oranges are imported from Brazil because all of our oranges here have that disease, so they're all juicing oranges now in Florida, like the ones that are grown here. You know about that?
Jeremy Griffin, $4.99. Crab apples are apples, just not as sweet.
I'm gonna punch you, Jeffrey.
You can. He did a super chat. I'm gonna go leave a heart on
Well,
it too.
I'm gonna punch it.
Nope, I hearted it.
Fuck you and your super chat.
That's tough being
Well,
right.
Sterling says crab apples make him violently regular. I don't know what that means, but
I don't know either.
I could not imagine.
I just think it means pooping.
Oh, poop is funny.
Anyway, so we're giving away a bike in an hour and a half. There's a short amount of time to get a ticket. 100% of this money goes to Forgotten Angels and to literally the house we're in right now, which is going to be Kira Adderley's house for young women. I don't think we have to put young in there, like just for women.
I feel like young women,
Yeah. That just
isn't that
sounds
kind of
weird, yeah.
ageist?
Yeah, I mean, it is for like young mothers and teens and stuff like that, but I don't think you have to put young in there. Like you just say women. Because once you're 18, because you say young men, because if you say man, you have a certain idea in your head.
Can we say for ladies?
I don't think so.
Okay. That's fair. Have I ever had a pawpaw? No, he was dead when I was born, actually.
Pawpaw Tree. It's a very cool song by the Fiery Furnaces, off of one of my favorite albums by them called The Blueberry Boat. There's a lot of alliterations by the Fiery Furnaces. I don't know if that's why they picked their name, or they picked their name and they're just like, we do alliterations now. But it's a lot of those by that band.
That's like when everything is the same letter.
Like alliterations would be like Amelia's angry. Amelia's angry. Emily, like just a fiery furnace.
Yeah, it's like
Blueberry
everything
boat.
starts with the same letter.
Yes, an alliteration.
I know, I know one of those.
It also has to sound the same too.
Yeah, I know one of those off the top of my head too.
Hit me.
4 fortnights I fled from my fortress, foraging fire 5 footsteps in length, fortitude found within 40-ounce bottles flowing like flies from your face.
What's with the bottles?
I
That
don't
was
know.
a odd.
I don't know.
That was a B. That's a B one. I guess they can't all be Fs. Goldwing Man's drinking Mad Dog 2020 Jubilee Orange. Very Florida of you. I prefer habanero lime myself.
What?
Mad Dog 20 MD 2020. It's like
Ew, dude. Ew.
Anyway, getting back to the subject at hand.
Blue Road Kings.
Blue Road Kings. Teal, I guess. Is it really blue? What is blue?
Blue is a primary color.
Is it?
Yeah.
As opposed to a secondary color?
Mm-hmm.
What's a secondary color?
Secondary color is 2 colors mixed together, right? Primary colors are yellow, blue, and red.
RGB?
Yeah, those are our primary colors.
Red, blue, green?
Yeah. Wait, no.
Well, you can make every color from red, blue, green, though. Like,
Wait, wait, no.
like isn't...
No, it's red, blue, and yellow. Because green is made with blue and yellow.
What about RGB, then?
What is RGB?
Red, blue, green? Maybe. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know at all. Face, like I said, yellow secondary.
Well, listen, guys, I'm a fucking college dropout, okay? What do you fucking want from me?
Yeah, I don't fucking know, dude.
Is it yellow a secondary color, though? Or are you fucking with me right now?
I thought, like, red and green make yellow, don't they?
Today we're learning.
Oh, worth the effort says RGB is light. I just was like, oh, it's red, blue, green. I don't know. Cause
Red, yellow, and blue are primary colors. Don't fuck with me. I told you one time, don't fuck with me.
Wow. Gets one thing right. Watch
Primary
out, boys.
colors help you make secondary colors.
Anyway. So, I don't know. There's a lot of cool Road Kings out there.
Oh, red RGB, that's subtractive primary colors. So you're not completely wrong. Sorry.
You're okay.
Cyan is kind of what it
So
is.
we should be able to do the React. How would we do it? I don't know why it's going to that one. Showing all my...
I can change it, but it would...
Like, I mean, it's just my freaking exported videos.
Well,
over
just
there.
go to settings and then you change it. So, do you want me to do it?
Sure. I just always never know why it just like changes sometimes. I'm like, it was. What are they seeing now? Still that.
Yeah, that's weird. Where is they fucking changed? They updated OBS recently, so I'm fucking. They got me all fucked up. Oh yeah, right here. There we go.
All right. Well, it's not. We can't share that.
Oh, it's just whatever's up on your computer.
Well, I wanted to be over here though.
Well,
So we usually do it.
Drag it over there then.
So if I put this over here, it's going to come up over here.
Well, I just changed it to this screen because you asked me.
Usually it's on this screen.
Well, I can.
It was on that screen because all the icons are on that screen. So. Oh yeah, that's a new one. You did Mac OS screen. Yeah, that's the one I wanted on.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be difficult. I just like it's hard for me to manipulate the screen over here. It's way easier for me to do it over here where I can see what everybody's saying.
I was just confused what you were asking me for.
I feel like this is where the one we always do it on. I don't know why it wasn't on that.
Like I said, a lot of times you just have to hit refresh on it.
Well, now we can do the box of diesel thing, okay? So this is what I was talking about when... Are you interested in this? I think it's pretty interesting when people customize their work vehicles.
I'm not, but I can be at the moment.
So...
Like, I probably won't go look this up later on my own time.
Let's find one that's like a work truck. Because they do a lot of like boats and stuff on this one, which are very cool. But a lot of them are like work trucks. Like they'll be like this. Like this guy, like that guy
cool.
uses that truck for work, but
That's
he's
cool.
customized it like that to be like just ridiculous. And so this is just like a way crazier
good for
than
him.
anything that they did in America back in the day with their rigs. That's why I like Thailand. Thailand seems like a place that has taken everything we used to do in America in the 70s with customizing our work vehicles and stuff and just like gone to the nth degree over it, which I think is very cool. More American than America sometimes. Here's another one. Like that's a work vehicle that they've made just like wild because they're like, this is my work vehicle. This is my tool. Look, he's fucking using it, dude.
Good for him, dude.
Isn't that dope as fuck?
Yes.
See, I knew you would like it. Like you weren't sure, but it's like what somebody has to. And he's right. Sterling Wells had it's a Decatur. They have them in Japan too. Thank you for the 420, by the way, my brother. You're the man. Here's another one over here. It's just they do it to anything, you know. So it's not just trucks. They'll do it to like bulldozers, front end loaders, stuff like that. Like this type of thing, where they're like, dude, this is just this dude, how this dude makes a living, man. So cool. I think it's very cool. A lot of people will think it's stupid. Sure, that's fine. I don't care if you think it's stupid. Everyone thinks something that somebody likes is stupid. I just like that they make their living in something like this. I think that's super dope. I just think it's dope that they spent like they're super proud of the thing that they have that makes them money. They're like, this is what I have that makes me money. and I'm going to spend a lot of money on it, make it look super nice because I don't know, I like it. I feel like you're super proud of the thing that you have that makes you money. You're the tool that you have that you use to make a living every day, that you want to make it look fucking dope. I think that's awesome. Yeah, and the boats with the motor, these are very cool. Like the Thai long tail boats are fucking awesome. Like they're I feel like we have a lot in common as Americans who like to make things go fast. We have a lot in common with the Thai people. These people in Thailand will make anything go fast. They don't care. It doesn't matter what it is. If it can go fast or look cool, they are doing it. Without a doubt, dude. They love to do wild stuff over there. It's very cool. Like this is fucking dope, dude. It's so cool. It just is very relatable to me. Just like to take your thing and just make it crazy like that. Yeah, I love it. I like it a lot. There's a bunch of other pages, not just this page, that shows stuff like this. There's lots of them. P. Carvo, thanks for the gas money, dude. You can get a real Washington apple. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, brother. We'll try our best to get her a real Washington apple. Dude, this thing is fucking sick, dude. It's dope as hell. Yeah, no, Thailand looks, a-hole copyright. Thailand looks awesome, dude. It looks like so much fun, dude. It looks like they're running wild over there. P. Carvo's the man, dude. He's also donated a vehicle. We're not going to take it down here to Forgotten Angels, but we'll find somebody in the P&W to give it to. It's I think a Mitsubishi Galant. He sent me some pictures of it. We'll find someone who needs a vehicle out there. And like that's just good dude, man. Pete's a good guy. And we're looking forward to seeing our man Milemaker out there, who's out there. By the way, Pete Carver doesn't exactly live down the street from Portland. He lives in Washington. But Milemaker, you and Pete definitely need to link up, man. Two good people should always know each other. You know. Dates for Oregon, probably a couple weeks. Gma, thank you for the $10, man. We appreciate you. You didn't have to do that. You could have just texted me. I think you have my phone number, but I appreciate you regardless. We're in the next 2 weeks, but you will definitely know. We'll put it in the Discord. We'll announce it everywhere, but we'll definitely put it in the Discord. All right, that's enough crazy trucks. I just had talked about it earlier, so I was like, I want to go back to that so people knew what I was talking about. But, I mean, that kind of, to me, goes down not just to motorcycle customization, but it's like, I guess it has a lot to do with it. Just customization of the thing that you use all the time, that you ride. Like when you have a motorcycle, there's a difference between a show motorcycle that doesn't actually get ridden and a motorcycle that is customized and looks crazy, but you still ride it every day, which is very freaking cool. And I like that about a Road King. You know, there's a lot of Road Kings that have some pretty crazy customizations done to them, especially like the Cholo bikes, the wide handlebars, the fishtails, and stuff like that. But people still ride them every day, man. It's still a functional bike that you can use, that you can make look pretty freaking wild. And you can do that to any motorcycle, of course, you know. But this weekend's your birthday, Dom? Dude, hell yeah, man. Happy birthday. Dom's finally turning 21. Kyle Goolsby, I saw you ask that before, sorry I didn't answer you. Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, I would like to go. I just don't know if I'll be able to make it yet. I would like to, though. It's in September. It's in Arkansas.
I ain't going if there ain't bush and boobs.
She might go, I don't know.
And bikes.
It's Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, and bush, boobs, and butts.
And bikes.
And bikes. Gearless Soul, yep, you can donate $100 to help somebody else get in. Absolutely. We'll put that, just let Dave and Cindy know, or if anybody is watching who needs to get in and needs that, just contact Gearless Soul. But yes, you can do that. And Dave and Cindy will be keeping track of the people. Just let them know that you're doing that to donate it to the cause of letting somebody else in. And yes, Hawaii Bike Kahuna. I like that name.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I just like it. Hawaii Bike Kahuna. The big kahuna, dude. It's the big kahuna.
Stop.
I don't know. It just is something in Hawaii, I think. Someone, like I don't know what it means. It might even be like unknowingly racist or something, which I don't care about. But you know what I mean. But like not PC to be like the big kahuna. I think it means like the big boss.
I can look it up.
Like the chief or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like over here, you'd be like, oh, you're not allowed to say it if it's
I'm Jamie over here looking up primary colors and what the big kahuna means.
Well, it's like, I think that non-PC in the way that you're not to be like, not allowed to wear like a bunch of an Indian headdress as a costume.
Oh.
You know, I'd be like, oh, he's the big kahuna. It's like a little bit like that.
Oh.
But I like that his name is Hawaii by Kahuna. I'm just like...
Most important person in a group. The leader, boss.
Spiritual leader. Oh, yeah, you did it. Kahuna. Are you actually Hawaiian? Or indigenous Hawaiian? I don't know what the difference is. There's a guy on YouTube who I came up with. I've talked to him several times. And he used to do a show in Pigden. Which is like I don't think it was all over Hawaii. But he was a native Hawaiian, and he had a motorcycle channel. He used to ride around the Shovelhead, and he did a Pigden live show that I used to watch sometimes just because I liked it, but I had no idea what he was saying. But it was pretty cool. That's my closest relation to Hawaii, but it all has to do with motorcycles, of course. He was a really nice guy. Andy Bumatai was his name. I was just trying to remember his name. Andy Bumatai. A couple of cool choppers, and he did a Hawaiian Pigden show, which was cool. Thanks for your name being the Kahuna. That made my day.
Mm-hmm. Hawaii is what sparked my interest in history. Because I was like, why the fuck do we own that shit? And I was like, interesting. Okay, how the fuck did we keep that shit? And then I was like, interesting. And then I was like, what happened after they bombed that shit? And that's where I am now. So don't spoil the ending of World War II for me, please. I started looking up stuff about Richard Nixon, and I was like getting confused because I was getting my timeline fucked up, and I was like, oh shit, I've gotta like stop skipping ahead in the book. No spoilers, okay? You're... I would like to smoke one of these dabs with you guys. If anyone else wants to. Or go get a beer or something.
Hour 20 left. Oh shit, he knows Andy Bumatai. I feel like it's racist to be like, all Hawaiian people know each other. But like sometimes
not that big of a fucking island, dude.
Dude, it's an island and it's not that big. Like I'm like, that's not that weird to think. I was wondering if I was in my head, I was like, I wonder if he knows Andy Bumatai. Well, because he's like I think he was like also like a radio personality or like a TV personality there. Like he has like a voice. He's got like a big radio voice. He looks like a Hawaiian Jay Leno or something, you know. And I think he was like real famous, like TV famous there or something. And he just started doing the YouTube thing, and he got into motovlogging. That's how I met him, just because I was at the same time we're getting into YouTube. I started talking to him. He's a really nice guy. Or I thought he had gotten sick for a while. I was hoping somebody wasn't going to be like, oh, he died because he got cancer. I'm glad to hear that he is still alive. Anyway. Small Island, over 100 clubs. Yeah, dude. They love motorcycles in Hawaii. Everybody rides there. They do every kind of riding there, too. They ride sport bikes. They ride Harleys. They have clubs. Like, they have outlaw
like
clubs. They do dual sport riding.
Wouldn't your motorcycle rust super fast with the conditions there?
I think it's big enough that you don't have to be next to the... It'd be like the same as here if you have your motorcycles on the beach. They don't always rust. As long as you spray it off and keep it protected, it doesn't.
I was like, we don't live on the beach though.
A lot of people do though. And the motorcycle isn't always rusty. It can get rusty. I've seen motorcycles out there that do, but if you just clean it, it doesn't. Mm-hmm. You just got to spray it off with fresh water, and so if you clean it, it will not rust. All metal is oxidizing, so all metal is rusting as it exists in the air. Because there's always an amount of moisture in the air, unless you're in the middle of the fucking Sahara Desert or some shit. Mm-hmm. So all metal is slowly eroding. That's where the phrase comes from, rust never sleeps. Rust is always happening, oxidization. But you can slow it down and prevent it. And so it just happens at a faster rate, but you can still slow it down and prevent it if you're in a saltwater environment. Buck Brown. Of course you're in the Cool Kids Club, man. We love you, brother. Small-time trucker and a good-looking fucker. That's funny. That's a funny thing to say. I like that. Just imagine saying that with his like bucket hat on. And be like, yeah, that's funny. I like that. I'd love to go to Hawaii.
If you think truckers are scary dudes, then you just haven't met Buck Brown.
Yeah, Buck Brown's so nice, man. Yeah, Adam Sandoval went over. He rented a Harley in Hawaii. I'd love to do that. Although I feel like I'd want to rent a dual sport over there and go off road. Mm-hmm. And that's just because I used to watch this guy all the time back in the day. His name was Kalani. What was his name called though? Accidental Broadcast. Was his YouTube name was Accidental Broadcast. His given name was Kalani. And he had a dual sport channel where he went off road all the time. And it was really good, just in the wildest places in Hawaii. And there was a guy in Florida who I knew in the Tampa area. I met him a couple times at Hair Scrambles named Moto Trippin'. He used to go over there. And this is like, at the time, Moto Trippin' and Accidental Broadcast had huge channels because they had like almost 10,000 subscribers. So it was like, they went and like collaborated. They had a whole thing where like, and Jake the Garden Snake did too, where he like crawled out of the ocean like he got to Hawaii to like collaborate with them. Because like I'm not saying like having 10,000 subscribers is nothing, but at the time it was just like, oh, you're like the biggest motorcycle YouTuber that ever existed. And I remember Accidental Broadcast was one of the very first guys to use cinematic shots. Did a lot of cinematic stuff, used drones and stuff like that. He was really good with cinematic stuff. I don't think he makes videos anymore. Motor Trippin' definitely doesn't. But I know a lot of people remember that. I didn't want to pull that up, dude. Should pull up some Accidental Broadcast. It's weird because so many people here have been watching motorcycle YouTube for so long that I'll say some shit like that and they're like, oh, fuck, I haven't thought about that in forever. I think all of his latest stuff, he got really big into conspiracy theories for a while.
Hell yeah. Wait, hell no or hell yeah?
It was kind of weird. Okay,
well, like, sometimes if like someone has a YouTube channel and they're really into conspiracy theories, it can be a hell yeah, because maybe they're like Oompaville or Wendigoon.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're like Alex Jones. You know, you never know.
He hasn't made a video in 5 years. It's so weird. Remember, he had like the biggest channel. He only has 70,000. Oh, not only, it's still a lot for a lot of people.
That's a lot of
70,000 subscribers.
Dude. That's a lot of people, man. We went through so many towns that have less people than that.
Yeah. find a video that he did that was like indicative of like his stuff. I remember how Modonosity was there. Like everyone used to go collab with each other back in the day like that. Nobody does shit like that anymore. I feel like we do.
We also don't have kids.
Yeah.
I think Modonosity has a kid.
He's got like a bunch of kids. That motherfucker is
fertile as fuck, man. Well, dude, he's
fertile Myrtle.
He's just super handsome. He needs to spread those genes around, you know? Like, that would be really selfish to keep it to yourself.
That's right. He used to always do this. He'd be like, upload it in 1080p because he took all his video stuff really seriously. So it was like, make sure you put it in 1080p because at the time that was a big deal because everything was still on like 720.
Yeah, dude, I remember.
Yeah. But he just did like crazy off-road stuff back in the day.
Well, it's just camera equipment and all that shit has become way more accessible over the years.
Journey of Jerry, dude. Journey of Jerry, the man, dude. He fucking keeps donating, which I appreciate you, dude. Single-handedly keeping the channel going. Of course, all these donations will go to Forgotten Angels, but you can buy a raffle ticket with it instead. I don't know if Everride went and ever collaborated with Kalani. I don't know what this is. He just did like a show where I remember just seeing like wild parts of Hawaii that I'm like, oh, I would never see this. You know, it's just like all these crazy back roads, these crazy jungles and stuff like that.
What do you mean? You watched Lost?
That you would never see. Yeah, but like watching like a normal person go there.
I'm joking.
Where like you can get a motorcycle there. It's so cool. Sterling wheel fishtail exhausts are usually, that signifies the tip, but a lot of times it's a whole muffler that has a fishtail exhaust on the end. That was something that they used to make in the 80s. I don't think they do that anymore.
Are there any other tails they do? And just fish tails.
Dude, look at
They got dragon tails?
Look at Flash Gordon goes, what's the difference between a tinfoil hat conspiracy and the truth? He goes, about 6 months. Damn, dude. Fucking got him, though. I'm not going to comment on that too hard, but I'm also not going to disagree with you. You know, I'm fucking, if I start talking too much.
It depends. If you're talking about the American government, it could be like 60 years. Just saying. They be holding on, they be redacted shit. And then they'd be like, hee hee, just kidding.
Yeah, dude. I'm not going to comment too hard on that, but, you know. Let's pull some moto tripping, dude. This guy was from Florida. He used to go to Croom all the time.
Would he do it on mushrooms or something?
Croom? No, he just had like.
Well, it's called moto tripping, so I'm like, I didn't know if he would like take a bunch of mushrooms before he like did hair scrambles or something.
So.
Oh, I guess that makes also sense, but I also like the idea of somebody just taking a bunch of drugs and then riding their motorcycle in the woods.
So this was one of the first. This was the first video that ever made me want to travel abroad with a dirt bike. Was his Costa Rica trips? They were so fucking cool. Because he documented everything. This is 12 years ago. He was really good at documenting everything. I mean, look at this. This is 12 years ago on YouTube. I did stuff like this, but like he did it before me.
Yeah.
And so he's like showing him in the plane, showing him in different places, getting there, like showing exactly every single step of what it is to get there in the first place. I don't know, man. Moto Trippin' only ever had 33,000 subscribers, which at the time back in the day was like a shit ton for a motorcycle YouTuber. Mm-hmm. But like, man, he really, really, I think at least for motorcycle content was really revolutionary. It's so weird to say. But nobody made content like this. Nobody made travel content like he did, like this, where he showed all the steps to get there, showed what it was like to do it there at the time. Like, this is how you get gas. This is what it's like to be in another country on a motorcycle as an American. It was very fucking cool. And you got to imagine this, 12 years ago, this would have been in 2012. This was a very rare thing to see.
2012 was 12 years ago.
Well, 12 and 12 is 24. It's 2024, isn't it?
Yep.
So that's how I got there. I don't know if I'm right or not.
No, I just, I don't, if anyone's been watching since the beginning, this is just like a circle back to the whole time thing. It's just a face on the water.
Like seeing somebody ride around out there from an American point of view was so fucking cool. Like this, where you're just like, what the fuck, dude? Because this is pre-Instagram, like it was so wild. And so he was also like, he was a very good rider as well. So he would do stuff that was just like really fucking, let me get to some of it. It's just some really wild dirt roads that were out of control back in the day. But just doing these crazy fucking, just exploring. I think his other Costa Rica trip is better. This is the first one I remember watching. But I think his other one is much better filmed. He did it again. Yeah, where he's just like going to the top of mountains and shit. Off-road. Which is like, nobody did this. This has 8,000 views. Which now you would be like, okay, maybe some random video of someone going to Costa Rica and filming their off-road trip would have 8,000 views. But 10 years ago, this didn't exist on YouTube. I remember being so blown away by this, being like, what the fuck? Like, insanely blown away. Crazy, dude. He didn't film with the camcorder. You saw GoPros back then, but it's all 720. Nobody filmed in 1080 back then because the files were too big for the computers. Everybody filmed it. All my old videos are in 720 as well. Just a really fucking wild stuff on this bike. It was very cool. And then filmed all the in-betweens too. Anyway, going on and on. Nobody cares. It's just some of the stuff that inspired me to make
It seems like people care.
videos.
Everyone's talking about how they used to watch them and that they remind him of Itchy Boots. It seems like people care.
Just nobody did it then.
Yeah.
I mean, this was super inspiring for me at the time. And I've already been making videos for a while. But I was just like, I remember looking at this. So some people will look at me, I'm not saying like, I'm not trying to talk down to somebody who looks at my channel and says like, oh, I'd like to do that, because I appreciate that. It makes me feel good. And I know that I'm able to do some things that other people aren't able to do. So it doesn't bother me or make me feel weird that somebody goes like, I would like to do that. We do some cool shit. But I remember I watched this and I was just like, God damn, dude, I want to do this. This is what made me want to be like, I want to be a better YouTuber. I want to make better videos. I want to I want to film more of what I'm doing behind the scenes and show what it's like to be there. Was Motor Trippin's videos. He still lives, like, he could live 5 miles from here for all I know. He still lives in Tampa. He just doesn't make videos anymore.
Why don't you hit him up?
I have no idea how to get a hold of him anymore. This is very, very cool. They're right, it is. I didn't even think about the correlation between this and Itchy Boots. Although I don't know when she first started making videos. For all I know, she could have been making videos like this back in the day. I have no idea. This was 10 years ago, this being on YouTube. This was not on YouTube. YouTube was like people sitting in their room with a webcam screaming. It was like not this. It was not people doing like these insane trips like this. It was super high production back then.
10 years ago, I was watching Donkey and Vape Nation.
Yeah, which is funny and great.
What else? Hair Cake.
Hair Cake, for sure. Alright.
What else was going on in YouTube 10 years ago? Shane Dawson was so fucking popular.
I never liked Shane Dawson.
I never really liked him either, but he was fucking happening on YouTube 10 years ago.
Anyway, that was a fun trip down memory lane. Thanks for hanging out with me for that, guys. I'm sure like half the people were like, we're out of here. That's okay.
No, they stayed. It seemed like most of the people knew who that was and knew what you were talking about. I don't think half the people left.
Oh, I didn't want that. I just want to move. Oh, there we go. I'm still trying to figure it out, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
It's okay. It's difficult.
Google Plus, man. I remember Google Plus.
Oh my god, I remember that. And like, if you had a Gmail, they were just like, hello, here's your new social media profile. And I was like,
Yeah.
I did not fucking ask for this.
It was very funny because back in the day, when they just forced everyone to have a Google Plus, they just like, because most people will use their real name to set up their Gmail account, and then they make their YouTube channel separately. And so Google Plus came out, they're like, you all have this, and it just like doxed tens of thousands of people. But they're like, oh, by the way, this is this person's real name. It was fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
The dumbest shit ever, man.
It was dumb as fuck.
Hilarious because all Google has...
It was fine for me because mine was my first name and my last name at gmail.com.
No, sure, mine too.
Yeah.
It was hilarious because Google has always just tried to be everybody else. And everyone else has always tried to be YouTube. It's just like everyone's trying to be a video platform, and Google was trying to be a social media platform. And no one can succeed. I like it. I like the stalemate. Like, keep trying and keep fucking it up. That just keeps us right where I like to be. Jacksepticeye? I've heard of that dude. I don't know what he does. But...
Was Google like... Oh shit, we fucked up Google Plus.
They were trying to be Facebook.
I guess I'll,
Or MySpace,
let's just buy YouTube. Hopefully no one notices our fuck up.
No, that was way before. So they bought YouTube like 2 years after it came out, I think. I could be wrong about that. But they tried to introduce the social media aspect of it with Google Plus after Facebook's success. And just fucked it all up.
Like, someone says I miss MySpace. Like, yeah, me too. Like, I miss creating social hierarchies within my personal group of friends for my top 8.
See, YouTube used to do that. You used to have like your top 8. Why'd that change?
I don't know. I also really liked forcing people to have to be subject to my musical interests.
I think
Was
this
another-
is unplugging. Can you
Oh,
push
sorry.
that back in?
It's plugged in all the way in.
Sometimes you gotta wiggle it.
What, the camera? Or the microphone?
No,
The HDMI is all the way in. Are you losing connection on your...
no, this is us right now.
So what do I need to unplug?
Nothing. The HDMI cable sometimes will unhook, taking my monitor away as a source when I'm just using my computer regularly. I think that's what's happening right now, is why it's going over to that, because it's losing the HDMI cable as a source for the monitor. Because it's very sensitive.
It's plugged all the way in, so I can...
No, it doesn't matter that it's plugged all the way in. It's just like sometimes you just like touch it and it goes back and forth.
Okay.
Which is what's it's gone back and forth like 6 times. But that's what's happening for sure.
Okay. What
It's
should
fine. Nothing.
Should I was like, what do I do? Just nothing?
I don't think we can do anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, MySpace absolutely was superior to Facebook. I liked posting bulletins, and I liked everyone having to look at my coded background that I had and all the little things. Like, how is this the same brain that I was using to code HTML backgrounds? Yeah, Facebook is so fucking boring now, besides Marketplace. It was never flipping. It was never flipping. It was just your thing was set to, like, whenever we were reacting to stuff. Like, it was earlier in the chat.
Oh, I was clicking it back and forth? I don't remember even doing that.
That was, like I'm saying that, like, it was playing this.
Oh, okay.
It was,
so
like, over
back.
here,
Okay.
so.
Alright.
That's why you were seeing that on this screen.
Okay. Alright. I was just making sure. Because we have to, we pick the winner, I have to do it over there, but I can't broadcast it because it shows everybody's, like, phone number and address and shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, nothing's going on.
Alright, cool. Well, cool. That's way better.
What?
Well, that's way better than what I thought. I was worried we were going to have to worry about it flashing back and forth. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was just, nothing's wrong.
Very cool. Anyway, so back to the matter at hand. We've got 1 hour left. If you would like to win a Road King. If you would like to help out Forgotten Angels. I don't know if I don't have that copy, so I'm sure. This was just a crazy one, man. Obviously, we've done a lot of raffles, but this was a wild one because when David gave up his bike and just like how the house came up as a possibility, like in the middle of it. Like we were just raffling off the Road King, like doing stuff for Forgotten Angels, and the house came up, and everything just got turned upside down. It's been pretty wild. But, you got to strike while the iron's hot, and this is an opportunity that came up to make the Keir Adderley House for women a possibility. So I thought it was pretty important to do.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I might as well, if we have this opportunity.
I mean, I don't know. It's just like being able to help out young girls. It sounds so weird to say, but being able to have a place where they can go, a place where they can live, a place where they can be taught the same way that a lot of the young men are taught and mentored. Yeah. Where a young mother can be taught how to be a mother. I mean, you to take your own experience, for example. How many things were you not taught as a woman, or not taught as a girl how to be a woman, or how...
I was taught to be quiet, not taught to be curious.
Sure, but that is that's more social than it is just like living, where it's like you got the. I'm not saying you lost that other stuff too, but you're talking about girls who've never, like, you get young men who've never learned how to tie their shoes. You have young women who've never learned how to use a tampon, or they've never learned how to take care of themselves, like cleanliness wise, or they've never learned anything. In the same way that young men have, there's like, I'm not saying the one's worse than the other one, but it is different enough that you can't do them in the same place, I think.
Well, you can't have two young people of the opposite gender in the same facility. This just doesn't work.
No, for sure. I just think that there are individual needs that need to be met.
Sure. Well, I just don't think, you just can't have young women at Forgotten Angels. It just doesn't work. You can only have young men.
Yeah, so I think it's, in my mind, it's something where you can have someone who can teach young women how to be mothers who have kids already, which goes a long ways towards stopping the cycle. You know, if you have a young woman who's gone through foster care and has gotten pregnant and has a kid now, you know, how if she's coming out of this, you're expecting this 18, 19-year-old kid to be a good mother and raise a kid who's going to be well. Like, you know, everyone always told a story about how that was their experience and it went well, but for the most part, that goes horribly. That's perpetuating the cycle. That is a situation that goes very badly. And so what Forgotten Angels is all about, and especially like Keira Adley's House Ruin is about, is by breaking the cycle. Trying to make sure it doesn't happen again, because the largest perpetuators of the cycle are the people who go through the system. Of course they are. You know, like that's weird to think that they wouldn't be. The hardest place to break out of is from the bottom. The easiest place to stay is the bottom. You know, it's easy to make another person who's going to go down your same path. It's hard to bring yourself out of that and make another life that's going to do something better than you did. That's a hard thing to do, especially without any kind of mentorship. And when you hear a story of somebody doing that, that's a rare story. That's a 1 in a million without help. You know, it does exist. And whenever it does exist, sometimes it gets held up, and it's a good thing, and it should be celebrated. But it shouldn't be held up as like anybody can do this, because not everybody can do it.
Say it takes a village to raise a kid, so.
If you bought a ticket during the Honda giveaway, yes, you're entered to win the Road King, because it's always the Road King. We just gave away the Honda mid-season. So if you bought a ticket for the Blackbird, that was a ticket for the Road King. You have your ticket. Absolutely. T-Bone, is everyone else having a hard time hearing us talk? I haven't heard anybody say that. But that doesn't mean that that's not true. This is why I want less than 30 seconds, because sometimes I want to be like, how's things going like that? And it's hard to know. We're asking everyone how the sound and video quality is, and by the time it gets to them, we've already moved on to something else.
Just do a pre-recording thing before we start.
I know, but we very rarely have time for that.
Yeah, such is life.
I just think it would be easier to shorten up the time rather than do a pre-recording.
Like, do a delay?
A shorter delay.
Like, I'll see how to do that.
I mean, it just seems easier to me than changing the other stuff. This is up all the way. I'll turn this up, right? All right, cool. And I'll go a little closer. How about now? That's better. It's gotta be. Anyway, we got about 50 minutes left to grab a ticket for the Real Teal. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know it was hard to hear. I think there's a lot of people who have like big speakers, and maybe it wasn't hard for them to hear. But you know, not everybody has big speakers. A lot of people are watching on their phone. I'll make sure you guys are okay too.
That's how I watch YouTube.
I watch on my phone. I watch on my computer too. I was on my phone probably number one just because it's more convenient. But my most enjoyable place. Where's your most enjoyable place? That's different than
to watch YouTube.
Yeah.
On the couch, with you.
Yeah, on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, TV's the best.
Like, but I watch the most YouTube on my phone.
Right.
Not even like in landscape mode, dude. I'm a piece of shit. I almost never watch my YouTube videos in landscape mode.
I don't either.
I'm just like looking at it tiny as fuck.
Well, I like to see what's underneath it.
What do you mean? Like the recommended?
Yeah, I like that.
But like I'll be watching 3-hour videos and never put it in landscape mode.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's...
I just like the options to be available. Because on if you're not watching in landscape mode, then like I love the picture-in-picture on my phone because I can do other shit on my phone. I can go like respond to comments on YouTube in the YouTube Creator app. I can go on Instagram and talk to people, send messages. I go send emails. But I can do it on my phone with a picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
So I do that all the time.
I do that.
But
But honestly, I almost never watch YouTube. I always try to watch, like, I'm watching videos that I can listen to.
So Joshua Meadows says, so they got the house. What's next for Forgotten Angels? Well, we didn't get the house. We have the down payment.
Yeah. The next thing is paying the mortgage on the house and making sure that the house is like up to code.
Well, it's also also making sure that, because a house to live in and a house that's meant to house 18 people, some of whom have babies, is very different. And also, like, 'cause I don't know, I feel like and I'm not trying to jump down Joshua Meadows' throat or nothing, but it's like, I feel like it's a little short-sighted to be like, okay, what's next? Because you can't just go like, okay, we got the house. It doesn't just happen. So there's a lot of things that have to happen in between now and then. So there has to be people who are going to come on who are going to be mentors, women who are going to be able
that's
to
also why, things like people are asking like, oh, well, is anyone working on a Forgotten Angels in California? It's like, well, there's David and Cindy, and then me and Josh help, and then Shep's there, and Shelby.
Yeah.
So there's not really like a someone.
It's going the right way though.
It's like we're trying, but like there isn't really like
I think it's headed the right direction.
There's no employees.
It just says it's not gonna. I think it's the difference between a lot of people think things that happen overnight. No offense, I'm not trying to give anybody a hard time, but a lot of people think that it happens like a reality TV show where it's like, okay, in the next episode, we'll have Colorado. But it's not a reality TV show. This is real life, and things take time. They take time, and they take money can make time go away. But you're also like, the amount of money that we've done as a community is insane. And it's not insane for the amount, but it's insane for the amount versus the amount of people who have done it. We're talking about a tiny community of maybe 40 or 50,000 people who have raised millions of dollars. But you have to understand, a lot of charities that get stuff done on a monthly basis, these guys are raising $1 million a day. It's insane the amount of money they raise. Now they have an insane amount of overhead as well. Like there are dozens, hundreds, thousands of people that get paid. So that's a different thing as well. But it's just like, it's not as easy as like, okay, what's next? It's as like, so what's next for the house? What's next for the house is pay the mortgage. What's next for the house is build it to suit what the needs that need to be met. What's next for the house is figure out the staff that's going to administer it. What's next for Forgotten Angels? I'm not sure. Oregon, other states, like that's where what's next, but like it's hard to see that far because the amount of money that comes in, most of the money that comes in goes to supporting people that Forgotten Angels has been supporting for a long time. Like Forgotten Angels supports hundreds of people. And the vast majority of the money that comes in through donations of Forgotten Angels goes to supporting hundreds, if not over 1,000 people who are in anywhere from completely homeless to for getting their first apartment.
And not just in Florida either. Like, they don't just help people that are in Florida or just people who qualify for the program. Like, they help anyone who needs it.
Sorry, 666 KTY, man. He's a number one troll. He's a good dude. He's been with me for years. He's a good guy. He talks shit, but he's a good dude. But I mean, I talk shit too, so I can't hate it. I would be a horrible hater if I hated on somebody who talks shit. Because I'm a shit talker. So I'm like, that's my boy.
You are the number one hater.
Yeah. A notorious hater. Sterling, we appreciate it. Half a pickle, we'll take it, man. Yeah, we got 45 minutes to buy tickets, man. Shelby is right, and vehicles too. So it's like there's kids who are getting insurance paid. Imagine having 100 kids who are in their 20s, and some of those kids are like, I can't make rent this month because I fucked up, because that happens still in your 20s. Or some of these kids are like, I can't make my insurance payment on my car, I can't put gas in my car to get to work. Because when you're in your 20s, especially when you had a childhood that sucked, that's what Forgotten Angels is about. It's about being parents. It's about being parents throughout your 20s. To a certain point. Like, it's not just like, oh, you're 18, let's do this, you're done, okay, you're 19 now you're good. That's not what being a kid is. How many people out there, when did you stop relying on your parents? Now, some people are going to be like, I stopped relying on my parents the day I turned 18. That happens, surely. But if a lot of people out there, be honest, when did you stop, like, counting on your parents as your safety net? Was it 20, 25, 24?
Simultaneously, always and never?
Always and never. So you're like, you always know it's there. So that's what Forgotten Angels is it's the safety net of a parent. To be like, oh, were you in the program since you were 18, but you're 26 now, and you've fallen, and you've done this, and you fucked up? Because, dude, I fucked up. Things were going well, and then I fucked up later. You haven't been 27, you haven't fucked up and had to ask for help from your parents? It fucking happens, dude. And that's what Forgotten Angels is they're ready to fucking help them. And a lot of people have low numbers. 66KTY's got 16, Zach Johnson's got 16. There's a lot of people who you guys should have had Forgotten Angels in your life, honestly. So you guys, 666 KTY, Zach Johnson, you are people who needed something like Forgotten Angels. Now, you made it, and good for you. That's amazing, and that speaks a lot to your character and your fortitude and your resilience that you made it. But a lot of people put in your situation who got kicked out when they were 16 did not make it because they didn't have that resilience. And that doesn't mean they don't deserve to make it, because they never got the chance that a parent's supposed to offer a child. That's what I think. There he goes. He's just lucky to be alive, dude. A lot of people. You got kicked out at 16, you had a hard fucking life. It was hard. And the fact that you made it means that you have an incredible amount of resilience, and you should be applauded for that. That's an amazing amount of resilience and fortitude and doggedness that you should be applauded for. But you need to realize that not everybody has that. And just because they don't have it doesn't mean that they're not worth something. I think. So I'm glad a lot of the people watching the channel have an incredible amount of resiliency. But there's a lot of people who don't. And if you still need help at 24, that doesn't mean you don't deserve help. That doesn't mean you can't be a productive member of society.
Some people always need help. That doesn't mean they're not worth helping.
Exactly. I still need help sometimes. I'm fucking 41, dude. I just don't. I ask different people. I don't ask my parents for help. I ask other people for help. Shay helps me. Shay still needs help. Everybody needs help sometimes, man. And you get it from weird places. And if you think you never need help, I think that maybe you get it from somewhere.
And you
just
maybe
don't
need therapy.
But that when I talk about Forgotten Angels, what's next? Where does the money go? How does it get spent? That's how it gets spent, is making sure that people have parents for as long as they need them. Which is what they don't have. And a lot of people watching who have donated didn't have parents as long as they needed to. And that's why they like to donate. And a lot of people did have parents as long as they needed to, and that's why they like to donate. Everybody does it for a different reason. Mm-hmm. But what you do realize, a lot of the people who help, is like, what we want is for these kids who had nothing to the age of 18 to have parents from 18 and on as long as they need to. That's, to me, that's what Forgotten Angels is about. To a big deal, to a large degree. Having a parent when you're 30. If your parents if you dipped out when you were 16, or if you got kicked out of foster care when you were 18 and your parents abused you, what do you do when you're 30? And you need someone to talk to. You need a parent. That's what Forgotten Angels is, to me. I'll use the bathroom. Mm-hmm.
lot of people, yeah, it seems like you were getting kicked out when you were a teen or moving out when you were a teen. But, you know, everybody's leaving their homes later in life now. Things change in society. It's harder to get a place to rent. College tuition is more expensive. It's just, life is a lot harder. Everything is so much more expensive. Unfortunately, in 2008, I was 12, so I couldn't really be thinking about the housing market. Should have been saving.
I don't know if that went over well. Sorry if it didn't. I just, it's hard to explain exactly how it happens because it's at Dave and Cindy's discretion. But I know them well enough to know that the way that they use their discretion is in the right way. So it's not like, I don't know, we exist in a very weird place because we exist in a place, we, the royal we, Forgotten Angels, which includes all of you guys, we exist in a place where we've done a lot, way more than a lot of places have done. But like that middle ground between like real, like people are getting your change at CVS, like would you like to donate up at CVS, and where we're at is like that's
Shelby. It's it's David Tyler at ForgottenAngelsFlorida.org. It's his full name.
So that's wild. That the difference is vast between the amount of money that gets spent. So at Forgotten Angels, every single month at the end of the month, we're like counting pennies because the money gets spent, and the money gets spent because people need help, and that's what we do. That's it. We're taking people who never got their first chance, people who were thrust out into the world at 16, 17, 18 years old and never even got chance number one, and we're helping them get their chance, get their fair shake at having what parents and they're fucking from 18 to 24, someone to rely on, a man, David Tyler, a man to ask advice, a mother to give comfort, and Cindy, like people like that, a mother to be harsh sometimes, a father to be harsh sometimes. That's what's happening. And that is not fucking, anybody out there who's a parent, that ain't fucking free. And I'm not saying they're getting paid, but like that's not free because like usually those lessons come with like you did something dumb that's gonna cost money now. Like you didn't go to work, or this happened, you don't have rent now, or your car broke down because you didn't change the oil and you have to have it fixed now. So whatever fucking happened, dude, it's wild. Good man, Ron Morrisow says, I broke the cycle with my kids. I became the father that I didn't get as a child. That's why I donated Forgotten Angels. I love what they do and stand for. Thanks, Ron. We appreciate you, man. There's a lot of people like that who are here, who do that.
Yeah, Damien, they regularly...
Yeah, that's who we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, they regularly have people come back for their, like, every year for their birthday.
They're like literally going up to Junior, who's on the property all the time, he's joining the military, they're going up to his graduation from boot camp.
I don't think there's one person that they do not keep in contact with.
Yeah,
like it's,
everyone. That's the point.
They keep in contact with everyone.
Yeah, it's not a program where you're like, oh, I just went in and I went from 18 to 20 and see you later. That's not it. That's why it's special. Is like Dave and Cindy are mom and dad. So Jonathan Undinger says the guy who doesn't check the oil in his Goldwing. Well, it takes one to know one, man. Yeah, says the guy. Like I said, guess what? First off, hypocrites give the best advice. They already know what not to do. Thirdly and fourthly, just because I do something wrong doesn't mean I can't recognize it somewhere else. Yeah, the family you choose, man. Well, a lot of the kids actually didn't choose it. They were like forced to do it, but you know, that's they're still chosen. You know, and no, John, I love you, brother. I'm just joking around. It's a very special thing, and it's very different than. This is not March of Dimes. This isn't the Susan G. Komen Fund. This isn't what's another one? I don't know. St. Jude's. These are places that bring in double-digit millions of dollars a month. And I think that I don't like to say that because I think that what we have done is nothing short of amazing. So I don't like to compare it to what these big things that other places do because I think that we should be celebrated for what we've done with such a small community of people who really care. So I don't try to bring in what other people do. But I'm telling you, like, what we are doing is tiny, but it matters. And the people involved fucking care. So that means a lot to me, to everyone, I think. Brian Rosales says, thank you for the explanation. He's got a check mark. You got a big channel?
Yeah. What's up?
I don't know.
What's up, big channel boy?
Let's see what are you doing there, Brian Rosales? 2 subscribers. He's got a check mark, though.
How the fuck you got a check mark from?
I clicked on his channel. You got 3 subscribers now. I subscribed. I can't not subscribe after I clicked on his channel.
You're crazy. You got so many people. Like, how many people?
I subscribe to everyone, dude.
How many people do you follow? Like, subscribe to?
Thousands. I subscribe to people all the time.
Is there a way to check how many people you're
if I meet somebody in person,
I know,
and they have a YouTube channel, I'll always subscribe to them on the spot.
So I'm saying I'm subscribed to like 30 people.
Thousands.
No, I'm subscribed to maybe like 50.
I got so many people that make weird videos, man. If I went through my subscription box, like by timeline, there's wild stuff on there, dude. Sterling, man. Dude, let me tell you this, dude. 44 years old. I'm very sorry for your parents passing away. But I think the loss thing is what you're fixing now, dude. It's like you're 44 and you've lost the people who told you where to go. So this is something that David has experienced a lot as well. That's the time that you become a mentor. And if you don't have kids, that's fine. You don't have to have kids. But you can still, that's the time when you start dispensing advice instead of taking it. Like, you've had parents, they're gone now, and I'm very sorry for that, rest in peace. But now is the time in your life when you start dispensing advice, and you're allowed to. And just because you aren't sure, and that you aren't sure of everything you do, doesn't mean that you aren't allowed to dispense advice and tell somebody and give somebody a good idea of what maybe they should do. And not say it in an absolute and say this is what you have to do, but you can be like, these are my experiences and this is what you can do. And I feel like that weird step from being a child and having a parent, and that step to being a mentor, even if you're not a direct mentor, it's a weird step to take, especially if you don't have kids. Because you're like, I've never had to been forced to take this step, you know. But that's where you're at. Because I'm there too. That's where I feel like I'm at as well. Is where I feel like why am I telling you? I still want someone to tell me what to do. Why am I telling somebody what to do? You know, I'm like, I constantly struggle with that imposter syndrome shit. But also I'm like, then I'll look at somebody who's asking me what to do. I'm like, wait, I know what you should do. I went through this. I know what you should do. But I'm like, but wait, I'm not allowed to tell them. But yes, I fucking am, dude. I'm 41. I'm allowed to tell them what to do because I went through that. And so are you. I think. Paul Negrin, man, we appreciate it. Working man, dude. What a good dude, man. Paul's a man. I just shared this on the new movie.
What?
I love Paul. Paul, he leaves a comment. It's just like about the new movie he saw every time.
I like that.
Yeah. But he does other stuff too, but he always shares about the movies he saw. Which I like. I love movies, man. He saw the new Crow movie.
No, he works at a movie theater, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sees all the new movies. Love it. Paul's a man, dude. Good dude. He goes out on motorcycle vacations with his dad and stuff too. It's very cool. He lives in Romania.
Mm-hmm. We should go watch the new Alien movies in theaters.
I would like to, yeah. Driftless, yeah, we'll probably do some more enamel pins. We've just been kind of slacking on doing weird stuff because it's so expensive.
It's only so expensive because you give them all away for free.
I know, I give a lot of shit away. Barry Crawford, I know you spent a lot of tickets on here. I've seen your name a lot. Because his wife got upset at how much he spent on tickets last year. I've seen Barry Crawford's name quite a bit. Unfortunately, I haven't called it as a winner, but I've seen his name a lot. Barry, everybody appreciates you. And Dave and Cindy are watching. I know they appreciate you as well. Good man. I'm sorry that your name hasn't been called.
Sorry, bud.
But you are very much appreciated. You're the man. I'm sorry, bud.
Hey, his name hasn't been called yet.
Yeah. And everyone's still got 30 or 28 minutes left to buy David's back on the bike. If you got anything to say to David, say it soon, because he's on the motorcycle again. Oh, Kyle, of course, man. Bug me with the Gold Wing, dude. We got plans, dude. We're making plans for Weber carbs and cool. We got some cool plans for that Gold Wing, dude. Very cool plans. Trust me. It was his dad's Gold Wing.
Where does he live?
Arkansas.
I'm trying to remember where that is.
The middle. Arkansas, so Little Rock's about 1,100 miles from us.
That's far as fuck.
Well, it's not across the country, it's in the middle.
Yeah, but that's still pretty far. That's still like...
I've driven to Little Rock in one shot on a motorcycle before.
Yeah, but isn't like Niagara Falls 1,300 miles?
Mm-hmm.
And then Little Rock is 1,000 miles.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where he lives. He lives in Arkansas. Like, he doesn't live in Little Rock. He lives in like the middle, I think. So he lives a couple hundred miles past it, but because Arkansas ain't tiny. It's not huge, but it's not tiny. It's good, dude. Though it was his dad's Gold Wing that he left to him, and it's just been sitting for a while. But it's got a lot of. He sent me pictures of it. It's got a lot of very rare drag specialty parts on it from back in the day.
Oh hell yeah!
That have been like, you don't see around anymore. So it's very much like back when they used to make, in the 70s, they used to make Gold Wings kind of look like custom Harleys, like big sissy bars, lots of chrome, It's a very cool bike. Yeah.
Distance is another thing my brain gets fucked up with. I'm like, how the fuck is Arkansas 1,000 miles away, but Canada's 1,000 miles away? How does that work?
Lala Stromboli, of course we'll see you, dude. Lala comes to, I don't know if you've been to every camp out, but definitely most of them. Lala Stromboli, the Strombolis, plural, were hanging out with Shay's mom. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
At not the last camp out, but the camp out before that, when we were really busy. The one where we did the costume contest and everyone dressed up like it was Renaissance Fest, which I still want to do again. And your mom, just did straight up like Renaissance Fest gear. It was very fun. Didn't she win no, she didn't win the costume contest, but she went in it.
I'm trying to remember.
I remember she was on stage for the costume contest, which was very funny. Oh, geez, Pete Ice Mutt. Dude, you didn't have to do that. I've been missing Shay, but I understand. Thanks for everything you and Josh do. It's always fun. I love both your channels. Well, Ice Mutt, man, very much appreciated, dude. For that amount of money, you could have bought 5 tickets. Well, I appreciate you giving it to us there, dude. We, that's very cool. And Shay will be back with videos soon. She's been filming. She's working on it. It's just sometimes hard to get back in the groove of being like making your first video back that you spend months on, and then getting back to be like, okay, I make a video every week now. Mm-hmm. That's a weird place, to where you're like, okay, I'm gonna make a video, my first video back, but then
then I gotta keep going.
But then that's been 6 months to make that video, and then I have to make another video 5 days from now. Mm-hmm. That's a weird. You do have to do that.
I know.
But that is a weird jump to make.
Yeah, it is weird. hard.
to go from I haven't done it in 6 months to I have to do it every 5 days. But you'll get there. I
Yeah.
believe in you. Did it once.
Yeah, it's just like hard when like
Thank you, Iceman.
moving and everything's so temporary and like everything's in a box. So it's like hard to make art when you don't feel comfy with yourself or your surroundings. So there's that. Yeah, the Pacific Northeast is far and Arkansas is closer. However, we fly to Portland. We do not drive there.
Oh yeah, we would
It's
drive.
not really
obviously.
yeah, we wouldn't be flying into Arkansas because then how would we get the
Yeah, the bike doesn't run.
how would we get the Goldwing back?
It
So
should run.
yeah, it's just like
just
that
cardboard
argument doesn't really work.
Pacific Northwest, not Pacific Northeast. Well, we got 23 minutes left to buy a ticket. I still have it copied. There we go. Yeah, we do.
David's in Texas right now. The last time I checked his location, anyways.
Also, but it's so hard to. Yeah, she meant PNW, not Pacific Northeast. It's so hard to meet up with people when you're riding. It almost never happens.
Yeah, it's impossible.
It's very difficult.
I'm just too tired. I want to go to bed.
When you're traveling 400 or 500 miles a day and trying to make time, adding anything to that is pretty wild. And it's not against anybody, but it's just like a lot of times I'll meet up with people. I do meet people on the road, but it's like if it's like on the way I'm already going.
Mm-hmm.
And like they just happen to be there. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, let's have a beer. But if someone's like, dude, can you come up here? It's like 20 miles out of my way. I'm like, dude, that's gonna take 4 hours out of my day. It just is, and I'm not. It makes me feel like I'm making them small, making them not matter, and that's a really shitty feeling. I don't like to make people feel that way.
I
So
just
it makes
am
me
too
feel
tired.
it
I'm
makes
too
me feel
socially tired.
Very guilty.
Like,
to
man,
do
I've
that to
been
people.
riding for 8 hours a day for a week. I'm tired. I'm like, don't want to talk to other humans that much. Like, I feel smelly.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like when you've been riding all day, you're not necessarily in the most social of moods, because we don't do this like, we're not on tour like rock stars. We're not like driven somewhere in a bus, sleeping in a bunk, pampered and ready to
I'm not
hang out.
I'm like showing up
we're
to your house with
doing it.
smell lines around me.
Absolutely nobody. I've ridden the roads in Arkansas so many times. I love Arkansas. Arkansas is super fucking cool. No, we haven't done the drawing yet. We still got 21 minutes. If you would like to buy a ticket. I don't know if the bike's in a flamingo pink seat. I mean, I might put that on there. But, dude, I would fly in and rent a U-Haul back, but renting a U-Haul
It's
one
so
way
expensive.
is like $1,500.
Yeah,
It's so
it's like
expensive.
Yeah, we might as well just ship the bike at that point. Like,
Well, I mean, I don't have the money to ship the bike either.
yeah, we also just don't have $1,500 to go pick up a Goldwing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, we will. We'll drive there because it's so much cheaper than
Yeah, it's just like,
doing those things.
yeah. Trust me, dude, we'll get the bike when we can.
Yeah.
But like,
I
can't just drive to Arkansas.
So expensive, dude. I had to do it when I took the. I didn't have a choice.
yeah. But if
When I
anyone in
took
Arkansas wants to pick it up or is coming to the camp out and wants to pick it
No,
up,
I want to go pick it up. I do.
I know, but it's just like, when do you have the time?
I'll figure it out. He's got it.
I know, but
I would like to go pick it up. But the U-Haul one way is crazy expensive. That happened when we were at that all girls camp out.
what?
I want to talk about it. Obviously, my cross country trip on the XR 150 is done. Although I'm not telling you how it ends. But I did just much like Homer's Odyssey. I feel like this was my own Odyssey. There was a Cyclops. There was Sirens. This was definitely one for the ages. But in the middle of the woods at the Lonely Ladies motorcycle camp out, of which I was the only man, obviously, not weird for me, I guess. But where was I going with that?
I don't know.
You're supposed to be helping me with this.
In what way? I can't read your brain.
I feel like I was going somewhere with this. Oh yeah, some of the girls there, like, they had a bike that had broken down. The Ducati, remember they came up
Yeah.
to us and they were like, the chain's broken?
Uh-huh.
And I started to ask them how to fix. I was like, well, what's wrong with it? And they're like, don't worry, we're just going to get a U-Haul and take it one way and load all the bikes up and we'll take them all home.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost was just like, that's like insanely expensive, right? Because renting a U-Haul locally is like $100.
Yeah, they realized that.
I don't think they fucking did.
Yeah, they did. Her boyfriend came and got it.
Oh, well, maybe they realized it afterwards.
Yeah, I was like, I talked to her in the morning and her boyfriend came and got that bike.
Not when they were telling me about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they were telling, like, we're going to get a U-Haul, and I almost said it, but I was just like, I don't want to mansplain shit to these girls who they only do at a fucking all-female camp.
Well, they found out, and the next
So I was
morning,
just like,
her boyfriend
I'm just not
came
going
to
to say anything.
No, her boyfriend was coming to pick it up.
Yeah, because it's like, to get a local U-Haul is $100. To get a U-Haul that you have to leave in another state on a one-way is like $1,300 to $1,500. It's so much more money. And I just was like, all right, I'm just going to not say anything and just, because maybe they could afford it. I don't know what their situation is. Yeah. I wouldn't want to pay that.
Yeah.
But
And you might as well just buy a trailer.
yeah, for real.
So if anyone's wondering why we don't always accept raffle vehicles, although we are always asking, we're always willing to see if we can accept them, there isn't always a chance that we can accept them because of timing. Like I said, we've got there's no employees for Forgotten Angels. They're Shep and Shelby live there. David and Cindy own it, and me and Josh help with fundraising. That's it. So, if anyone is, if anyone's able to volunteer their time, we're always very, very grateful. So we just don't always have the time or availability to pick up every raffle bike that comes our way.
Who's asking about that?
I was just saying that that is why, like U-Hauls are expensive, so that's why we can't pick up every raffle bike or every donation bike that comes our way.
Yeah, because we're not operating on an unlimited
I just
budget.
said we don't have an unlimited budget and there's no employees.
Also, most people who want professional monkeys in the chat, man, good dude. He's got a big channel. Not that that matters, but I've known him for a while. Great guy.
Yeah, your big channel don't matter.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I just know him. He's a good dude.
I'm just joking.
He live streams a lot.
I'm joking.
So no, and Kyle knows what's up, but it's just like it does suck sometimes when somebody has something fucking nice, and they want to donate it. I'm just like, I don't know how we're gonna get up there. And then there's other times somebody has something that's like nice, or maybe even not that nice, but it just happens to coincide with something that I'm already like doing. And so it does suck for someone who's like, damn, dude, I've been trying to donate this thing, but you went and got that other thing. I'm just like, I'm not Kyle. I'm like, that does happen. Mm-hmm. Where people like feel like theirs doesn't matter. I'm like, dude, we're not.
Chasing Adventure lives in Arkansas and has a trailer. You want to come to the camp out?
Yeah, we're not. We ain't. Well, I also feel like people who donate stuff, I'm like, I want to go there personally. I know I can't always, but
you like can't. You can't do that, dude.
But I just feel like if I can, I will.
Yeah, but like you can't. Like we barely have time to like fucking eat dinner most times.
I know. I just feel like I should try my best.
I feel like you're always trying your best.
I am, but I'm not going to say no until I've tried my best. So, I haven't tried my best yet, so I'll say no when I have. I think, anyway.
Okay.
But that's just me. And so sometimes that goes in a way that is weird. Anyway, 14 minutes left. I just feel like it's like if somebody's going to donate something, I should be there to receive it because they watch the videos, they've been inspired by how we talk about it, especially if they haven't been here. Like it's the least I can do is show up to receive it personally.
I guess
like,
yeah, if they're requesting that, but like.
I don't think that they have to request it. A lot of people wouldn't. I feel like I should do that. I don't think that they are requesting that. That just makes me feel a little better. It's just about me, not anybody else.
Okay, if you really want to go there, like, I'm not stopping you. I'm just saying, like.
I'm not saying I have to. I'm just talking about my feelings. Which are complex. I feel like worth talking about. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, YouTube is a weird thing, man. It's a weird thing where people feel like they know you, but then also like I talk to people online. Some of these people for years, I feel like I know them. So it's not so. I feel for me, it's not as easy as just being like, oh, somebody else can take it here. Even though that would be a lot easier, it would probably do a lot better and do a lot more good. And it's definitely the better way to do it. I'm just like in a constant struggle between what I feel like I need to do and what I should do and what the right thing to do is. Which I feel like is a pretty normal struggle that everybody goes through. But we are pretty close, man. 12 minutes. We could do a transport network, but also sometimes we're not ready for the bikes. So
Yeah, we don't always have a place to put them, and like Josh says, he wants to be there.
And then a lot of times they need work. So, you know, we've got Shelby, we've got Joe, we have people who help us work on the bikes, but
They also have full-time jobs.
They have jobs, dude, and we have
where they
jobs
work on
too.
bikes all day. So then they got to come home and work on bikes all night.
Right. So it's not always as easy as just being like, oh, Shelby will do it. Like Shelby has a job where he works on bikes. Joe has a job where he works on bikes. Like me and Shay have jobs where we do other stuff as well. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, Shelby and Joe won't do it. But the number one person who usually ends up doing the work on the bikes is me, because they're in my backyard or the backyard wherever I happen to be living.
Mm-hmm.
So
our shed looks insane.
So I do more work on the bikes than anybody else, and that's not like I'm not bragging saying that. I'm just saying that it's like I've got a line.
Yeah, we got to look at the
a line of bikes that need to be fixed still, you know.
I don't know if you guys saw the last episode, but Josh and I were talking about maybe getting my Sportster ready for next month, potentially. So.
Yeah. So yeah, the Sportster won't be ready for a while. Maybe for the camp out, but you know, it's just like there's a lot of bikes in line, and everybody helps, you know. But everybody's got real jobs. Everybody has responsibilities.
And everybody's a volunteer.
And it's also 98 fucking degrees outside, so it's brutal. Working outside on a bike right now with no AC is pretty fucking brutal. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's bad.
Being outside right now is pretty brutal.
Yeah, I do a meet and greet with Pro Monkey at Leesburg. Someone gave us a space for it. I guess we could just stand in the middle of Main Street.
I'm not doing that again. I already did that. I'm not doing that again.
We have 10 minutes left, dude. Now's the time. If you're gonna get a ticket, if you're a last minute Larry, now is the fucking time, dude.
And drop those L names in the chat. Oh. The Milk Toast Pacific Coast is rotting with the rest in the Roach Motel.
Yeah, it just needs too much work right now.
Too much work, not enough time, not enough money, not enough me.
So 10 minutes left. If you're a last minute person, it's time to buy a ticket because we're pulling the winner here pretty soon. Now it's time for the self-fulfilling prophecy. Everyone was like, you have to buy a ticket at the last minute.
Yeah, in the last minute. Here's your last minute.
And then, like, everybody buys a ticket at the last minute and, like, oh, crazy, someone then win. Not always. The last one, I didn't even want to say it because I felt bad because so many people bought a ticket really quickly. But the guy who won it actually bought a ticket, like, way earlier than that. But no, Pacific Coasts are great, man. They're great bikes. One problem leads to another problem, leads to another problem, and now it's just sat for a long time, man. So, there you go. It's tough, man, taking care of that many bikes, but we're still got a lot of bikes to get going. So that's why sometimes we don't take on donation bikes right away because we have a lot to still get going. And we're just, like I said, everyone here has a real job. Like nobody does this full time. The Wingman tent, it's the worst, but I love it. It looks so cool. It's also very well built, but it is the worst. The Road King is a 2000 or a 2001, something like that. But don't buy it for the Road King. Buy it for the kids, man. For Forgotten Angels. We're trying to change the world here. We're trying to make the world a better place, one person at a time. And it feels pretty good to do it. It feels pretty good with this crew out here. People's names that have been seen for years and years and years. People that I'm looking forward to seeing in October. People that have met multiple times at this point. Given hugs, drank beers with, had fun with, laughed, cried with at the camp out. It's crazy that this chat, we've got, I don't know, a couple hundred people in here right now. Let me know how many. We got 340 people in here right now. I would say, I know in person, have met in person over half of the people in the chat right now. Easily over half, which I think is pretty cool. It's a Magneti Morelli fuel injection. But you could change it over to a carburetor if you wanted to very easily. It's kind of the cool thing about Magneti Morelli. If you don't like it, which it does, it runs fine, the Magneti. But if you wanted to put a flat slide on it, it's literally just pull that shit out and plug the flat slide in, dude. You're fine. It's so easy to do. But I've been riding around all over the place and it works fucking fine for me. Shelby's a big proponent of changing it over. But it's it runs fucking fine. Nothing is wrong with it. So it's you could put a flat slide on it, it'd probably be faster with a flat slide and more responsive. You get worse fuel mileage, I'm sure, but it's really fucking nice. You don't need to do nothing to it. All right, 5 minutes, y'all. 5 minutes. Well, Muppet, it's if you can get down here, someone will get your ticket into the camp out. That's all I can tell you. If you win, and I'll take you to Croom, dude. If anybody comes here and wants to freaking go to Croom, I'll take them to Croom. Absolutely. Oh, Slappy Joe, dude, you're my brother as well. We are bloated challenge brothers. That's for damn sure. Back to even numbers. The Pirate King, Jerry, dude. Jerry, I owe you about 1,000 freaking beers, man. Journey of Jerry, the Pirate King shares the booty, dude. The 5-time world champion. Sportster is good for a beginner bike? Absolutely, dude. It's a great beginner bike. And anybody who says it isn't is fucking wrong. It's a good beginner bike. Viking Plumber must be at 100 feds watching. It's not a cult, by the way. Yeah, they never hit the like button. 4 minutes left, y'all. Yeah, dude. If you make it, Shelby's right. If you make an epic ride, you have an epic crazy fucking ride there, you might get your shit waived. I'm not saying don't count on it, okay? Don't count on it, but it might happen. Broke Down Studios, we will do another D&D campaign for sure. We usually have a dungeon master. We've had a dungeon master there the past 2 times. I would like to get a couple dungeon masters this time, a couple DMs, so we can run multiple games. But we'll see how it goes. I can't guarantee that because I haven't put any thought into it yet. But usually there's some people who are willing to do one-shot campaigns. So we will have I hope to have a few D&D games going. That would be my hope, at least one night. No, Jerry, we're getting a fucking belt this year. Like, we're going to give you the belt. Jerry, it's going to be up to you to hand out the belt, okay? We're definitely getting a belt. Yeah, the legend, dude. That guy fucking killed it. Thank you. Aches USA, dude. We appreciate you, man. The Intruder from Suzuki. The campaign, it is awesome, dude. And so, but at the same time that the D&D games are going on, that there's DMs running games, there's people, doing open mic, playing guitars, there's fires going on, there's just like, there's so many things going on. It's a lot of fun literally for everyone, dude. I have no idea how many bikes we've raffled off. A lot at this point. A lot. Dan Dreher, there was several people who played D&D last year who had never played before. You can sit down in company of people who know what they're doing, who are very eager to share, who will make you feel welcome, that won't like overdo the rules, and you'll have a great time doing it. If you're eager to do it and you've never done it before, there will be people there who will make it very easy for you to do and fun for you to do, and it's really just like, I treat it like whenever I play Dungeons and Dragons, I don't give a fuck about the rules. For me, it's just about like, it's like basically like doing improv with friends, 2 minutes, come on. 2 minutes. Also, sometimes it's just fun to watch people playing D&D. Because like I said, it's like watching Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's like watching improv. That's all it is. Pick a character and play that character, It is. It's cheaper to buy a tent than in a hotel room. 1 minute left, y'all. This is it. In the final seconds. And we're about to hit it, dude. We're about to hit 9 p.m., dude. About to hit 9 p.m. You guys are going to have to give me a minute because we're about to hit it right now. Shay's not in here right now, so I'm going to have to look at this over here without you guys actually talking to anybody. So I have to pay attention to figure out who the winner is. We got seconds left, dude. Seconds left. It is 9 p.m., dude. That's it. It's over. Love you guys. Joey Stromboli. Holy Stromboli. My man, dude. It's over. Somebody won. Now we just have to figure out who. All right. You guys are going to have to give me a second. All right, let's figure out who won. And thank you to everybody, dude. Huge thanks to everybody who entered, everybody who bought a raffle ticket, because at the end of the day, if you bought a raffle ticket, what you're doing is helping people. You're doing good, amazing things. And you should never feel bad about that. It's obviously nice if you win. Or I assume, I've never won one. I assume it's nice. Maybe it sucks. Like maybe it sucks to win. I don't know. But I assume it's nice. So we'll just go like, okay. But that's great. But what's even nicer is knowing that you did a good thing. You helped somebody who has less than you. Which is pretty fucking awesome, dude. All right. Get a spreadsheet here. Sorry, this takes a second. Hey, Shay. You come back? I got to pick the winner. I have to pick the winner. Someone's getting a phone call, for sure. Buck Brown, good man, dude. Good man. There was 1,305 people entered. That's pretty cool. 1,305 people. That's what did this amount of money. And it's always so much less than you think, dude. It's people are like, oh, 10,000 people did this. I'm like, nope, it's not. 1,305 people. That's how many people entered. It's not wild. It's not like insane. It's not 10,000 people. This ain't the lottery. It's not fucking something insane like that. 1,305 people. That's how many people entered. It's not. That always is crazy to me. Is that it's not like tens of thousands of people or something like that. 1,300 people. That's what did it. Someone's got to talk to him while I do this.
Howdy. It is better odds than a lottery ticket. I do not know what a lottery ticket odds are. Gambler. Did I fall in what? There are only 1,300 weirdos in America. I definitely know that there's more than that. Howdy, yeah, you guys, I mean, like, the raffle's only been open for about a week, so you guys are super fucking awesome. Thank you so much. You're a little bit early. That's not very good odds. 1 in 3.25 million. I didn't realize it was that bad. Yeah, the odds are definitely going to be better than 1 in a million. It's usually 1 in a couple hundred.
That's right. So the numbers are small.
Hit Control Plus and it makes them bigger.
I can see him. I just got to lean forward.
There you go. Do you want me to hit Command Plus? Unfortunately, the PC 800 is not for sale. The Roach Motel. They check in and they do not check out. Hi, Bilbo. Come here. Come here. Say hello. Hello. Why do you say hello so hard?
Well, it's another winner that's far away. It's always that sucks. Because I'm always just like, how the fuck are we getting this bike to you?
Like we just said, U-Hauls are very expensive, and we can't like they cost a lot of fucking money. Shipping bikes is a lot sometimes.
All right. Make sure I get this fucking phone number right. Make sure I get his name right.
Bilbo, come here.
He's in a different time zone. He should definitely answer.
Hello?
Hello! What's up, weirdo? This is Shade Tree Surgeon hanging out here with Shay Lisi and Bilbo Brapstar the dog. You just won a motorcycle. The gypsy curse has been passed off. The teal deal is yours. You are the proud owner of a, it ain't a brand new, it's a vintage at this point. You're the proud owner of a new to you Road King, my man.
Oh man, I am just blown away.
You fucking better be, dude. 1,300 people entered.
Yeah, I made a rather large donation for the girls' house in the name of my wife, who passed away in July.
Oh my God. Hey. Well, that is an amazing thing that you've done, my friend. What was your wife's name?
Tina Smith.
Well, Tina Smith, man, everybody who's here right now, and myself and Shay as well, we'll have private conversation later, and I'm sure you have one with David and Cindy as well. But I know that everybody watching right now will spare a thought for Tina Smith and what she meant for you and the donation that you made. That's an amazing thing, my friend. And I know that your donation will go on to do amazing things. And
Yeah, no, that's why I did it.
And that's the 99.9% of the people who've ever donated to any of these raffles don't do it because they expect to get something for their donation. They expect to help, and so that's
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that makes you normal, but it does. That makes you absolutely on the level normal, my friend.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. We got a pretty good fucking deal going on here, man. I didn't expect to hear that, dude. You got our love, and so does Tina.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that bike's.
I'm just blown away.
Well, I'm blown away too, man. I'm glad that you were able to share that with me, man. I'm glad that we're able to. That money's going to do something to help young women, to help people in this world from somebody that I can only assume meant the world to you. And I'm looking forward to meeting you, dude. We're looking forward to flying you down here and showing you a good time and showing you exactly what your donation did and letting everybody else who also made a donation see what it did and where it went and what it's going to, and know that everybody else who we loved along this path and who made us into the people we are and caused us to be the kind of people who did make donations, what that did to the world as well.
Yeah, it's a good thing they got going there, and I know when I found out about it, told Tina, she was having me get tickets just about every raffle, and she was always asking, well, what do they do for the girls? And I said, well, I know they do something, but they haven't talked about it much. And when this came up, I had to make a donation. So,
Oh, my brother, you're going to come see it for yourself.
good. Good.
You hear me? All right. You've
Yeah.
got this ain't David. This is my personal cell phone number that you have right now.
Okay.
All right. So save it. We'll send you a text, and we'll get you down here, and we'll do it, and we'll all talk about Tina when you get down here. And I would love to hear some stories about her.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm sorry. You did a great thing, man. I know this is an emotional moment, but you did a great thing. You got about 400 or 500 people in here thinking about you right now, and Tina.
Well, I'm in the chat too.
Oh, brother, you are loved by people you've never met before.
Oh, I've never won anything in my life, so this just blows me away.
Well, you ain't come down here and had a bad time with me yet, dude. I can be a real contrary. So I don't think it's a good thing yet. All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Save this number. I'll save yours. Shoot me a text, and we'll get this all. We'll get it all. Hopefully, we get you down here for the camp out. It's in here in a couple months. If you can make the time to do that, I think that would be amazing, and that would be super freaking cool, man. Thank you for your donation. Yeah. It made a world of difference. I know that Dave and Cindy will be in contact with you soon to give you their thanks as well.
All right, sounds good.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, you take care.
I know no other way, my friend.
There you go.
Farewell. Well, for now. Holy shit, that was a fucking 3 hanky production. Oh, it was fucking heavy.
I'm fine.
Jesus Christ. No, thank you. I'm not like bad. Obviously, it's not a bad thing. We have several widowers here in the chat as well. Obviously, the first one that comes to mind is Buck Brown, who is a recent widower as well. So it's we love you, Buck. That's one of those things that I think is very important for everyone to realize is you never know what your fellow man is going through, whether that man be a complete adult or whether that man be 18 or whether a woman be 18 or wherever they are at in their life. They're fighting a personal battle that usually we know nothing about. And this is a man who I can't imagine the grief and heartbreak he's been through because I've never had to go through this. Some people who are in the chat right now know what it's like to go through this, and instead of taking that and letting it destroy them and crush them and stop it from letting them do amazing things, they take it and do it in the honor of the people that they loved. So and not everyone's able to do that. That's okay if you aren't. I just think it's lets us know that everyone out there that we know and we love, and all the people that they touch as well, are all incredibly deep, incredibly complex individual human beings who are worthy of our respect. And so thank you for your donation, my friend. Thank you for everybody who's donated. And know everyone who's out there who's watching this, know that your struggles, your heartbreaks, your triumphs, your wins, and your losses, those are celebrated by us all because we're all doing this together. And I think that's a pretty good thing. I'm not going to drag it on after that. I think we're going to go ahead and end it. And that's not because I want to end it and just get out of here. That's because I want to end it on that note. That you are seen, you are appreciated, and you don't have to be alone or feel like nobody acknowledges the insane road that you have had to traverse to get to the point that you're at now, or whatever road is left for you. So thank you. We care about you a lot. And we hope to see you in October. And if we don't see you in October, we'll definitely be thinking about you. That's going to about do it for this one. Thanks, guys.